you don't want to rely on that again.
You know what?
That was a miracle.
But they went to something that they knew they had in their back pocket, and it worked, and over and over again. But that's not the point I'm making.
Okay, what do you make?
The point I'm trying to make is this is a team that has been through all the wars, right? The callus is built up. All the stuff that we all talk about, how championships are built. And so, what did they learn? Down 22, 7 minutes to go, 0.1% chance of winning. Did they untie the laces? All right, it's not our night. We're going to lose. No, that didn't happen. Brunson's yelling in the huddle, stay with it. Just, look, let's use this time just to find ourselves, find a rhythm. We've got to knock the rust off. Whatever, just stay with it. Stay to our principles. Just keep playing. But that's because they learned from that.
No, but the only thing I'm pushing back on is that, did anyone ever question that part of their DNA? We know they're a team that never gives up. They've never been a team without heart.
Right, but when it was available to steal the game, because they stayed with it. They stayed in it.
No, they did.
And
no
that,
question.
to me, that's that team of destiny kind of stuff that goes on. That's what last night was. Last night wasn't one of the great wins in franchise history. It was that
great moment, though. Great moment, though.
This is moment. Those last couple of minutes, those shots, the building, the noise, all of it was moment. Not a great game, but a moment and a win, a great win. But it tells you something is up with this team. When a team shows you that they believe, how do you not believe too?
I think the most telling thing for your argument that you're making, the reason it's not a Cleveland story, Don, in my opinion, is that Cleveland never changed. Cleveland wasn't special the entire game. The entire third and fourth quarter when the Knicks were losing, I wasn't impressed by Cleveland. They had a 5-minute
span where their offense was shredding the Knicks with a lot of the same stuff they did to Detroit, which was
but in the second half, when that game went from 5 to 22, at no moment did I go, oh my God, you can't even hope to stop these guys. The Knicks were not taking advantage of their offensive possessions at all.
Right.
Over and over again. Cleveland was up like 12 for possession after possession, and they could not cut. Then they start playing hack-a-Mitch, and Mitch goes, 2 for 7 or whatever it is.
Right.
So, and it gets to 14 or 15. All of that to say, I was never super impressed by Cleveland. I was disappointed by what the Knicks did for 3 quarters, and then they pulled out that secret trick that you do not want to rely on. And if they try to rely on that the rest of the way, they're not going to win the championship.
I don't think they will.
But they pulled it out yesterday.
That was break glass in case of emergency. That was Jalen Brunson saying, this hub offense, this is nice, but this ain't working. So let me go get yellow shoes over here into some ISOs.
And then we got us done. Then you got to start talking about Kenny Atkins.
The abuse.
Because how do you not at some point go, Jim Harden, he's no longer James. He's reverted to Jim, and we got to take him out of the game. Because he's getting absolutely abused. There was no answer. I mean, not to take anything away from the ridiculousness of the shots that Brunson was hitting. Like, let's not act. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that Harden wasn't getting a hand in his face. He was. He was just completely outmatched.
He had him spinning, turning him left and right, crossover.
What happened?
He was in a bag, and he had the glow. He had the glow, man.
Don, tell me this. Who else is on the list of people like Jalen Brunson that when they do what he did in basketball can do that? Meaning everyone knows where the ball is going. He cannot be stopped.
It's Jordan level.
That's what I'm saying.
Jordan level.
It's Jordan. It's Kobe.
Jordan? No.
It's Steph. But it's that category.
Moment, I mean, that's what makes him such an interesting cat, is that you're not going to ever put him in the category of Michael Jordan. But in the final seconds, last shot he is.
In the final 5 minutes of a game.
He finds a way to get him back in. But, to me, the reason I brought up about, choke or win, and the reason the choke of Cleveland's irrelevant to me, is because I just looked at the better team winning the game. It just, because of the circumstances of Cleveland coming off a Game 7 where they had 1 day off and the Knicks having 9 days off, it just took a while for the Knicks to prove it. And it ended up happening in dramatic fashion. And as I'm watching this meltdown, as I'm watching this game, I'm doing today's talk show in my head. That's kind of what I do.
Mm-hmm.
And Sam Merrill throws up a desperation. It shouldn't have been a desperation. They never called timeout. They had 15 seconds to bring the past the timeline. Plenty of time. He gets a good look, although it's a good, 5-6 feet beyond the arc. Mm-hmm. It's a deep 3. It's almost a logo 3. And he almost hits it. I'm thinking, as that thing's in the air, the Knicks are going to lose. I'm already doing the talk show in my head. Another Game 1 loss at home.
I mean,
oh my God! But my mind's telling me no. it could happen just because of the layoff. And it bit them. And they got back in the game too late. Cleveland got a look and hit. I was going to say, my take was going to be, Knicks are still good. Forget about the history. The Knicks are still good because they're better than Cleveland. Because with everything Cleveland had at their advantage with the lead, and the Knicks obviously shot poorly from three and looked like a team that haven't played in 9 days, and they just took advantage of it. But the Knicks clearly are showing you in the final 7.5 minutes that when they got their sea legs back, they were way better than the Cavaliers. Way better. So now once we get to game 2, and now everything's pretty much even, it's on. Knicks are going to be fine. Merrill's shot rims out, and they dominate overtime, and they win the game. And I felt vindicated in the sense, no, let's not even clutter our minds with the choke job of the Cavs. It was just that once the Knicks got their act together, Cleveland doesn't belong on the floor with them. This should galvanize you into believing the better team are the Knicks, and they should be able to take care of business as long as they take care of their own shop. Because that's all that was, is that, all right, you let us back into the game, and now you're cooked because we are so much better. It just took a while for the Knicks to get their legs, and that makes sense, right?
It does. It definitely does.
Now, maybe it took too long, and that would be the conversation had they lost, is they just didn't get off the mat in time.
Something had to jumpstart them out of it, and that's what Brunson did. But Brunson, just by staying true to everything and not letting go, staying mentally locked in, all right, who cares about the score? Let's just get ourselves right. That's what he was saying in the huddle. Like just stick to everything here. Let's use this time just to get right so that we finish the game feeling good. Even if, no matter what the scoreboard says. Right. So he started, they stuck to it. But once he gets, all right, I'm feeling something here, rhythm, right? Then the crowd starts to notice, and it gets little by little people reacting to every made basket, then every stop. Then a made basket, then a stop. Now it's like, okay, something's going on. Let's see if we can wake this thing up. There was way too much time left on the clock. Cleveland wanted this game over at 41 minutes. That's what they were. Remember, they're coming off of Game 7. They were mentally and physically exhausted, and they were able to get a big lead, and they thought, okay, we can steal this, and the Knicks stole it back. Now, what happens, of course, is this. This could have been a longer series, but this now has the danger for Cleveland to be a shorter one.
Sure.
Because of what you just said. Mm-hmm. Because you steal that, now you're in control, even if the Knicks do have the better team, and all of a sudden, once they knock the rust off, they win game 2. But it doesn't matter now because you already got one win in your pocket and you go home. So losing this game is going to have such a mental carryover. And why do I know that? Because it happened last year. Mm-hmm. And do you believe in sports karma?
I do. Because
the sports karma tells you that the team that really doesn't deserve to win the game for various reasons, whether you're giving the game away, you weren't true to the game by playing hard all the way to the end, making dumb mistakes, whatever it is, you end up losing, so you don't get the bounce. Last year, that Halliburton bounce was sports karma because the Knicks didn't handle that game the right way down the stretch, didn't close it out. And because of it, they didn't deserve that bounce. And instead, the Pacers did, and they got that bounce to force overtime. Well, the Knicks deserve 2 bounces. The one bounce, 3 of them actually. Landry Shamet's 3 to tie it. Boom, 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 in. Loudest I've heard the Garden in a long time.
That was crazy.
Had white noise, that temporary white noise. Mm-hmm. And Tyler Murray's call, I hope we have it. Tyler Murray's call is epic. But then there's also the Merrill shot you talked about. That was so close to being down, Mike Breen almost said bang.
He almost did, yeah.
Almost said bang. He was like, bang. It's out.
Well, he half banged
because it went.
No. The trajectory looked like a bang.
Yeah,
he half banged,
and he set it up for it. It was the national call, so he's going to do that because that would have been pretty much a game-winning shot.
Yeah,
and it rattles out, and that's the sports karma sometimes that you talk about because the team that really fought to the end deserved to win, got the bounces. And the Knicks last year learned that because they didn't get the bounce.
You're absolutely right. In Indiana, no matter what we say about that game one, they worked their ass off till the very end. And Halliburton personally was absolutely on a mission.
They played 48.
And yesterday, I should say, the Knicks just played it out. That fourth quarter, right when it got to 22, I mean, you could see the tenor of the text, Alan. I don't know if I'm doubting he, as of the game, looking at his phone very much, but you were looking every once in a while.
Yep.
And I was just starting to I'm not saying I'd seen enough, but I'm just like, what the hell is this? What are we watching with this team? Like, this is
three-point shooting was driving me crazy. They were getting good looks and they were bricking or complete. Like as if they've never. This was like if the three of us went out on the court and just started throwing threes up, like complete, like left of the rim, only backboard. Like when do you see stuff like that?
or just
awful,
just
really
bad possessions, bad from the free throw line. Even Brunson wasn't great from the free throw line.
I was watching that game, saying to myself, I was right. They should have got out of Dodge. This was not the place they should have been for the last 9 days, reading their press clippings.
Yeah.
The whole Knick fever, walk down, everybody's wearing Knick stuff, everybody's asking for tickets. That building was up for grabs. I mean, I've been to the Garden so many times, mostly for big Ranger games, but I've been there last few years for big Knick games. And sometimes it takes time to ramp up. Because I walked into the Garden at like 10 to 7, or 10 after 7. Kind of walked around the court. The court was full.
Yeah.
But the building was still up. They hadn't opened the doors yet. They were just opening the doors. So it takes time.
Mm-hmm.
The people flooded to their seats the second the doors open. The shoot around. The place is packed. There's an energy.
Buzz.
There's chants going on. You mean that they were ready. That building was ready, and the Knicks weren't. Let's face it.
Well,
the Knicks
they did
were
take
not.
an 11-point lead early.
The Cavs scored 8 of the first 10 points.
Yeah, and then the Knicks went up.
Then the Knicks went up
20-16
It was
after
so
one.
quick, though.
And they were up 11 early in the second quarter, and at up 11, you're just like, oh, wow, they're going to the Cavs look shot. Like, they're going to actually win this going away. And then the last 5 minutes
why
of the
did
half,
I take the 6.5 points? They're going to be fine. Would have been fine anyway.
The last 5 minutes of the half, though, is when everything turned. 21-5 to end the half. Cavaliers just suddenly found it. And the Knicks offense was getting just completely shut down. Cat wasn't right for 3 quarters. Not right.
Well, shots are going to go down. You never take any 5-minute period and declare who's the better team. But over the time, it just looked like the Knicks just weren't. This wasn't going to be their night. They weren't ready for whatever reason, and the Cavs still off the momentum. But then you saw midway through the fourth quarter. That's why I don't want to buy into the choke. The Cavs are getting tired. Why wouldn't you be tired? You just had a hard-fought 7-game series against Detroit, and even though you blew Detroit out, you're in Detroit, you fly right to New York, the Knicks are rested, and that, I think, helped the Knicks, and the Knicks are a better team. And we know in the NBA, 7.5 minutes is an eternity.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we can show the stats. John Winthrop sent us, 99.9, I think, was the winning percentage of the Cavs when they were up 22. The win probability. But that's a long-ass period of time for a team that's superior like the Knicks to be able to find their game. And I know a lot of Knicks fans will deny this because they don't want to, poke the bear. They don't want to count the money. But for me, that's not in that situation. I gave the Cavs 0 chance at overtime. 0. Because I knew they were exhausted. The Knicks had all the momentum. They had once that Merrill shot spun out, that was their chance. It was over.
Everybody, and that includes like all the people that were sitting courtside that I was standing around waiting to go on the court to decide, what am I going to do? Am I going to do a walk-off or am I going to do a stand-up? Because walk-off only after wins. And you could just feel it that as they went to overtime, as that shot missed, and now we're going to overtime, there wasn't a soul in the building who didn't know who was winning this game. And I'll tell you what, last year, game 1, I'm standing in the same place, that Halliburton shot, and then we find out it wasn't a 3, it was a 2. There wasn't a soul in that building that didn't know who was winning that game.
Exactly.
It's the same exact feeling, just reversed.
But it was not just momentum, because in that situation, it was, the Pacers have the momentum. That's why I don't give the Knicks a shot.
Right.
It's the momentum on top of the fact the Cavs are exhausted.
Yeah.
They're playing.
You can see it.
They can't handle the final half of the fourth quarter. Now they got to play another 5 with not having any momentum, completely flat-footed. It would be like somebody that already ran a 100-yard dash now having to run another one against a team that didn't have to, and now you're starting flat-footed. And they're getting a running start. Like, there was no shot.
Now, can I add to it the Brunson era statistics that we are seeing now, right? Because this is now the Brunson era, correct?
Yeah.
It's 4 years of this stuff. So the record in the playoffs, let's just go last 2 years, okay? Just 2 years. 2 years of playoffs. When a team was down by 20 or more points in a playoff game over the last 2 years, everyone not named Knicks was 4-67 The Knicks, 4-3. 4 wins.
Now, it's no
when
way
you're
to
down
live.
by 20. 2 of them against Boston, obviously.
No, there's no way to live.
There's no way to live.
But it's nice to know you got it.
It kind of shows
You
you,
had it.
though, that they can go there. They are a dangerous team. And that, to me, is what I found to be the most compelling thing after that game, is that it's remarkable, and yet it's also like, you know what, though? This is kind of who they are.
Yeah, they're kind of like this.
So do you understand when I say when a team clearly, and I never said this last year, but when you look at this group, and you could see that they too truly kind of believe, like they believe. How do you not believe in them? How do you still hold, like, I don't know, I don't trust. How can you not possibly at this point expect they'll figure something out? They'll figure it out. How could you not expect a moment like that and some of the other moments we've had in this playoff run? How could you not expect to be there on June 3rd in Game 1 in the NBA Finals?
And that's why I know it's a strong thing. You know, typical Knicks. This is where they disappoint us. This is where they fall apart. Isn't there enough evidence with this team that's not wearing the Ewing finger roll and the stupid guarantees and, you know, the meltdowns and the poor play and not living up to expectations, the Phil Jackson triangle, all the things that get thrown in that make the Knicks, the disappointment, the team that never wins? When does that all go away when you take a look at the current Knicks that shouldn't be wearing all that responsibility? Have they done enough to make that all go away? For some fans, I get it. The second another shoe drops, another tough loss, it'll be typical Knicks. But have they built up enough of a reputation between what they did last year and what they've done so far this year? And let's not ignore the fact that they made a coaching change to let the world know that we're not going to accept that loss to the Pacers.
Right.
At what point? I guess until you finally win, Allen, or at least get to the final.
You know what? I guess not until Brunson has that Ewing moment of putting his arms out towards the crowd saying, we are on our way to the NBA Final, 1994. That was like that feeling of, wow, they really did it. Because for Patrick Ewing, that's what everybody's waiting for. And that's what that moment, that famous photo of him with his arms outstretched, standing on top of the scorer's table, as if he's trying to hug the whole building. Like, that's what that moment was. And I guess until we see Brunson in that moment, I guess people will still be skeptical. But it's getting harder and harder to stay skeptical of what this team can do when they've just won 8 straight playoff games. 8. They've never done this in franchise history. And by the way, the only other team in the playoffs, Oklahoma City Thunder, they won 8 straight until they finally lost Game 1.
We might have to go revisit the moment when I first said I'm putting down 5-0 on this team.
Was that Game 4?
Yeah, it was before the 8 straight. They have not left.
Danhausen.
Me and Danhausen together.
And how often do you cover 6.5 in overtime?
Wow.
That's kind of hard to do.
I would say they almost 30% of the time, 20%. Not a high number. It got me. By the way, I was rooting against it. At that point, I was rooting against it. I didn't go with the points. Remember?
Oh, that's right. That's right. You went the money.
I went money line. So at that point, I didn't want them to cover this. I wanted it 4.
Right.
By the way, you didn't do Alex Monaco's Fakakta double dip.
And
you would have
lost. Would have lost.
They were down at half
because they blew that lead.
Yeah. Blew that lead.
He was in I saw him halftime. Absolute shambles.
He can't do this.
Devastating.
Every day he's doing this. How is he surviving this?
He went live.
That's who he is.
He went live during the second half. He was just like, it's 60-1. It's 60-1. Like, you got to take it.
Wait, what, it was 60-1?
60-1
When they were at their biggest deficit?
Yeah, 60-1 live.
Wow.
And he took it.
Good for him.
I know.
Lunch is on him next time we
see
see
him. He had
him.
to recover because that halftime, that killed him.
That's a tough way to live.
No, you can't.
I got to tell you, this is hard living.
Well, listen,
I love Monaco, though. He's the best.
I know he is, but dude, man, he's a good-looking kid, very talented. I want him to be on this earth a long time. He's living too much. He's living too dangerously for having a long life.
Cortisol build up.
Dangerously. It's a
We're
lot.
gonna bump into him 10 years from now. He's gonna be bald, 3 bills. And we're gonna be like, who are you? Who are you again?
I got to take a look at the old account. Haven't looked back since yesterday. See how we're doing. But
how we doing?
No, you're doing well.
Oh, it feels good. Back to almost OG.
Right. He might.
Knicks are just. I hope there are people out there making money who've made money on this run.
Oh yeah, definitely.
There have to be, right? Knicks fans are just pounding it. Pound it, Donnie. Pound it.
This is a day for you guys. 1-800-919-3776. How many guys gave up, went to bed? Maybe you had a 5 a.m. call. You're like, they're down 22. I'm going to bed. I missed it. How many people walked out of the building, tried to fight to get back in, after Brunson starts hitting shots. I want your stories. I want to know what you're feeling right now. 1-800-919-3776 at 4:30. Got a list. We're out of Dodge early today at 6 because the Mets and the Nationals, the Mets. As the Knicks were doing all their stuff, the Mets were Metsing, okay? They're throwing the ball inside the park, grand slam home run.
Oh, they were Metsing around, all right.
Throwing the ball all over the place, like during breaks, because I'm checking in. It's like, really, it's the Bad News Bears. Awful. Hey, you got a 5-0 lead with McClain on the mound, and you lose it in 2 innings.
Yeah.
And he had to sit there and take it because they have no bullpen. So he gave up 9 runs. It was really bad. The Yankees be Yankeeing. They get back to the American League, and they're taking it out on the Blue Jays. Although
no, it's
still
getting
dicey
risky.
late.
It really. They're a must-watch late because it's always dramatic.
It's
you
crazy.
don't turn those games off.
And I got, like I said, I got the list at 4:30. So we're gonna have the ENN at 5:45, and then it's Mets baseball. Just getting started here on a hot Wednesday. Don Hahn Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
The Knicks.
Behind the back, right wing, off the dribble 3. He got it! Jalen Brunson is not human right now!
The Cavaliers.
Steps back, finds Bridges, far corner three-pointer. Hits again! 2 clutch threes from Mikal Bridges.
The Eastern Conference Finals.
And they take a 1-0 lead in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Game 2 coverage gets underway tomorrow night at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
If you're trying to save money but still eat well, just go to Wild Fork Foods and thank me later. You get pork tenderloin for $2.50 a pound, ground turkey for $3 a pound, ground chorizo for only $4 a pound. Those are everyday staples at serious value, and it's all blast frozen so you're not sacrificing quality. Plus, they've got over 450 options, 7 locations, or same-day delivery at wildforkfoods.com. Go check out Wild Fork Foods.
Want to earn extra revenue for your business? Amazon Hub Delivery is looking for local business owners to assist with deliveries. When you become a partner, you and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area on a schedule that works for you. With each package delivered, you'll gain extra revenue and exposure for your business. Plus, Amazon Hub Delivery makes it easy to get started. There's no upfront cost, delivery experience, or long-term contracts required. Sign up to learn more at amazon.com/hub delivery. That's amazon.com/HUB delivery.
This is Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York.
They were down by 22, and they stormed back to force overtime and win game 1.
That was a Herculean, Superman, move out the way. If y'all don't want to do it, I'll do it myself type of performance.
The Cavaliers, they will not recover from that in this series. To be able to show the gumption, even it's one thing to have a team try to give you the game. It's another thing for you to go and take it from them.
Bart Scott, Chris Carlin, weekdays at 10 a.m. on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Hi, this is Chevy, managing partner at Precision Solar. If you're looking at solar in New York, New Jersey, or Connecticut, here's what actually matters. Real numbers, honest answers, and a team that handles everything. We manage the entire process from start to finish. Designs, approvals, installation, and even a brand new roof if you need one. We don't sell you more than your home actually needs. Just smart systems designed for long-term savings and predictable energy costs. Visit PrecisionSolar.com to schedule your free home assessment. Precision Solar, built to perform for decades.
And now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Hey
there, guys. Good afternoon. A bit of a messy ride on the LIE westbound, leaving Nassau County and heading into Queens. Crash at the Cross Island involving an 18-wheeler. Right lane out on the roadway and left lane blocked on that exit ramp. Bumper to bumper there from Lakeville Road. Slow crawl on the Grand Central eastbound, heading over to City Field and the Whitestone Expressway in Queens. Broken down mini school bus in the center lane. That as you packed from LaGuardia. Inbound George, stick with the lower deck. Upper level still have some road work on the span, about 15 to 20 minutes from 80-95. Best of it's to the outbound side, southbound Deegan and Henry Hudson. Outbound Lincoln already at 20 to 30. Outbound Holland close to 40. This report is sponsored by True Green. True Green, the easiest way to get a golf course quality lawn. Don't wait. Sign up today at truegreen.com and get your first application for just $9.95. Let the pros do the work so you can go ahead and enjoy your weekend. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
So it was the fourth quarter and we're down by 5. Sweat pouring down my face. Suddenly it hit me. If only I could wrap part of the towel around my forehead. And that's how I became the first basketball player to wear a headband.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
The NFL schedule dropped, and it is time to settle up, people. There's road trips to plan, hotels to book, tickets to split, tailgates to cover, scores to settle. All the things for the season. But now, when you send $10 or more to a friend with PayPal by May 28th, you could win 2 tickets to every home game of your favorite team. Yep, the whole season. Visit paypal.com/P2P sweeps. No purchase necessary. See website for details, including how to enter by mail. Brought to you by PayPal, official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL.
Oh, yeah. You kidding me?
What is this? I'm sorry. Shall I know?
You would not. This would be a bit much. This is a 50 Cent Biggie recreated a really good posthumous Biggie 50 Cent record.
Okay.
Because they didn't actually know each other in real life. But it's one of those ones that made it to the point that now so much time passes where there are kids who don't they probably just hear it and don't know that it's a posthumous song. I think it happens with Tupac all the time. There are people now who don't know that certain Tupac songs were not out when he was alive.
Yeah, because
just released
30 years ago.
Well, like
stuff that's from the studio.
Changes. He was not alive when Changes came out. Changes the video, which is his biggest song, I think. And, that's the one with the Bruce Hornsby.
Right.
You know that one, right, Don?
Mm-hmm.
That one, the video is like pictures of him. It's not, he was not around. The song Do For Love, which is maybe my favorite Tupac song, and samples Bobby Caldwell.
Yep.
Posthumous. Came out after he died. And I just think it's interesting that as time goes on, that standard for things, it disappears. People don't know.
Yeah, they don't. It's crazy. But
you live on. That's the beauty of living on through music, though.
Or maybe,
go ahead.
Conspiracy theory.
He's
actually still alive, living in a Caribbean island somewhere.
It's said. Or maybe he's friends with Danhausen, part of the sending well wishes.
I
on
would
the Knicks.
believe those things.
That's right. Thank you, Danhausen.
Where there's always like, well, they're still alive. We've never had an example where somebody did pop up 30, 40 years later. Hey, look, Andy Kaufman. Oh, Andy Kaufman's going to come back.
Right.
He's not really dead.
By the way, that's
at
the best,
some point.
It's a great point. We don't do point guard anymore, but Don just gave point
That was
guard.
really good.
Because if you're going to keep saying these people who are gone, Michael Jackson one was moving around this week.
No,
and
yeah.
with AI, you got to stop. Now we can't believe anything we say.
Now it's very dangerous. Yeah.
And now you can just make it up, and you just like, oh, there's Michael. It was Michael Jackson as an old man on a bus somewhere. Why?
I don't need to see
So
that.
hold on. Not only did he say I've had enough, I've got to leave this world, but I'm going to go just be poor somewhere and be on the bus. He's not even going to be on an island. Anyways, but your point is well taken, Don. If one of them at some point turned out to still be alive, now we have something to go with. It's never happened.
Ever.
You might be too young for this, but I did catch the tail end. People would write on walls. Glenn Miller was here.
What about Elvis? Wasn't Elvis still alive? I think
Jim Morrison is still alive. None of them. They never come back ever.
Andy Kaufman was the most reasonable one because he was such a prankster.
Yeah.
But I would say once a few years passed.
He missed a few opportunities, like when the movie on his life came out. That would be the perfect thing. All of a sudden, just show up at the premiere. Hey, I'm here.
Would have been hilarious if he actually showed up and just wondered if anybody
But it
knew
would be so
him.
typical Andy Kaufman. The gag would be, I really didn't die, but never tell anybody and then actually die.
Right.
And then after he's dead, say, "Oh, here he is.
He died.
He was alive
By
the
the
whole
way,
50 years and didn't tell anybody."
And by the way, he passed away though. He was 88 years old.
Yeah,
but
that would be a joke.
It was pretty amazing though when doing the stuff around the movie. Tony Clifton would pop out, and Bob Zmuda as Tony Clifton would still show up after Andy Kaufman died, because Andy and his writing partner Bob Zmuda would both play this, Vegas lounge act character Tony Clifton.
And the end of Man on the Moon,
he does.
Tony Clifton's performing, and then they pan out and he's in the crowd, so it's not him.
Right.
As Tony Clifton makes you think something's going on. But
I don't know what magic was last night though, because I'm gonna say this again. This is just a fun thing throughout the day. If you think of one, who are we forgetting in that category of you're watching basketball and you're with someone, you go, you got to watch this. They cannot stop this person. That feeling last night, me and Natalie were watching in bed, and we're yelling after each possession. Oh, no, he's doing it again. What? Like you're just talking out loud. You're going, he's doing it again. He's doing it again. And that category, you're talking about Kobe, Michael, Steph. I feel like I've seen AI in that space before, but not all the time, but it happened.
Luka can do that.
Luka can do it.
Luka can all of a sudden detonate, and you're just like, this is over.
We're talking about like 5, 6, 7 players that I've ever seen
and now
do anything like that.
Now the naysayers got to pay attention because now it's the third round. Everybody was watching that game last night.
Everybody.
This isn't some first or second round game or some game in December where he went off and nobody saw it. Like all those naysayers, he's too small. He's not a great player. I want to hear what they have to say now, because now they might have actually seen it in a big spot. You can't tell me that's not a big spot. Down 22 with 7.5 to go in your own building. Game 1, Eastern Conference Finals. No other NBA game. This isn't game 1 of a doubleheader.
No.
All right, this is it.
Everybody's watching.
The
this
NBA
game.
is watching.
No, Wemby owned the night before.
Yes, he did.
And Jalen owned it.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's the line that's become sort of this phrase now going around social media in regards to Jalen Brunson, is that everyone is better than Jalen Brunson until it's time to be better than Jalen Brunson.
Exactly. And that's the key time. That's where the big bucks are. All right, let's get it started off with Gary in White Plains. You're on Hahn Rosenberg. What's up, Gary?
Gentlemen, good afternoon. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Good. Just 2 quick points. One, how sick are the fans that left during the fourth quarter last night? Because you missed something special. And just to that point, this is not your father's same old sorry behind Knicks. This is a different group. There's something special there. So those people that left, I know they're sick to their stomach. But the other point that I want to make, and then I'll let y'all talk. With the Cavs and the Knicks, the Cavs, yes, they choked it, but if you go down from being down 22, being down double digits, to winning by double digits, that's you just snatching the victory away from them, and that's that. You can call it a choke all you want. The Knicks flat out outplayed them in that last bit of the fourth quarter in overtime.
They took it.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's the best way to put it, Gary. They took. That's why I didn't like the idea of what really happened here. No, they took the game. That's what they did. They took it from them. That's how you look at it. You can't say, well, they just choked it away. Like, they played poor, yes, but you don't want to give the credit to Landry Shamet. Suddenly was out there guarding Donovan Mitchell, took him out. Donovan Mitchell tweaked his ankle. Donovan Mitchell suddenly couldn't make shots. So that's nothing, right? The defense, Karl Anthony Towns didn't do anything all game. Had 7 rebounds in the fourth quarter. All of a sudden, as the Knicks were getting dominated on the boards, Towns suddenly turned back into the guy that we've seen for 7 games, where he's a beast on the boards, and that was important, right? Did he do some dumb foul things that we need to talk about? Yeah. But did he rebounded. That was important. So there was things that happened, but I'm sorry. It's like a boxer. Like, you could be losing a fight, but then the guy winning the fight might leave himself open, and you get one punch in, and you see him start to move.
That's it.
Okay, you got to put him away. But that's what the Knicks did. They saw a little bit. It was an opening. They threw a punch. They realized, oh, no, wait a minute. They're starting to shake. And then you just go crazy. You take advantage of it. You take the game. That's what they did.
And also what turns in with halfway through the fourth is rust turns to rest for the Knicks.
Yes.
So they've got the better legs, all right? And the energy and the adrenaline of the Game 7 win begins to wear off for the Cavs, and now they're getting tired, and I think that also played a factor. So I don't want to harp on the Cavs side of it, the choke. It just, I think circumstances and the better team ended up having just enough time to get it to overtime, and then you saw in overtime clearly who the better team was. Let's go to Joe in the car. You're on ESPN New York.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody.
What's up?
Great win for the Knicks last night. And I'm a huge Knicks fan, but I was wondering, and I'm watching this game last night, and I'm thinking to myself, hey, it would have probably been beneficial for the Cavaliers to actually handle the time a little better. As far as, they kept trying to score and score, and of course you want to add on to the lead. But at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, is the coach telling them to slow the game down, keep possession of the ball for most of the shot clock, try to get, you have a 20-point lead with 7 minutes. You know what I mean? I was just like, I'm watching this game and I'm thinking, wow, the Knicks are going to come back. and they're going to take this game.
It's literally what everybody was feeling is the momentum was turning, and if everyone in the building felt it, you know that Kenny Atkinson felt it. He had to have felt it.
I was so happy.
I couldn't believe.
And I'm a phys. I'm sorry, I'm a phys ed teacher. It's like that. It was like this. I talk sports all day with my colleague.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a phys ed teacher in the building, and nobody seems to be talking about that. The Cavs, if they had just managed the ball in time a little better, they might have pulled that game out.
Well, again, and everybody's talking about it. Actually, I know you're probably working during the day, but all the shows today I was on them. All we talked about was how Kenny Atkinson didn't use his timeouts. He had 4 timeouts, guys. He had 4 timeouts.
Well, didn't both teams have 2 timeouts left, like in the final seconds of the game?
But this is how I think we've done this before. But 4 timeouts. This run's going on 18-1. The 3-minute mark. If you don't, it's to use it or lose it. If you don't, use your timeout, you lose them, and you're left with 2. After the game, Atkinson said, I wanted to hold on to him in case it was close. You want to have 1 for a timeout and draw up a play, and 1 for a challenge just in case.
Right.
So he was keeping him in his pocket. But you can't keep in the pocket 2 of them because it's the use it or lose it. They take it away from you because they don't want you to have 4 timeouts. It's like college basketball. You're constantly calling timeouts. So you have a TV timeout in the 3-minute mark, and that's your use it or lose it. And so he didn't use them. Even just to slow down momentum, even just to do an offense-defense switching with Harden, get him out of there because they're clear. Mike Brown said it. Oh, yeah, we were targeting Harden. Absolutely. Everybody saw it. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what we were doing. Did Kenny Atkinson, who's a very good coach, did he freeze in that moment? What was happening? Because I've known him a long time. I know he has a feel for this game. He had to have felt what everybody in the building was feeling, like this is an avalanche, and I got to stop this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't. And so he's being heavily criticized for that. Exactly what he was talking about the call.
Yeah. So did he choke? Was it just, or did it just happen so fast that you just?
He just couldn't believe it was going to. He just felt like if we just get 1 bucket, we're going to be fine. Like if we just get a stop, we'll be fine. And it just, my God, this guy will not miss. And that was Brunson. And Brunson was what Aaron Nesmith was last year. Yeah. Where all of a sudden Aaron Nesmith hit 1 3 and it turned into 4 threes.
Yeah, it's crazy. It just happens so fast. But, you got to think fast in this game.
That's true.
1-800-919-3776.
Jim's got criticized for it last year.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Well, anytime there's a collapse like that, there has to be reasons behind it, whether it's a choke or whether it's a miscalculation, right? Coaching is something, and in those moments, do I get somebody else to defend? Right? Do I got to get Harden out of there? What do I got to do? These timeout, anything.
But the whole world is watching, like I'm saying, at home, people are screaming. I can't believe it. It's possession after possession after possession. How can you be and I'm not saying this to deride him. I legitimately don't know it because I've never coached an NBA team. How can you be the one who's in the situation and watch it and go, I'm going to just let this play out? I don't understand it.
Yeah.
Because he's 36 years old.
The Knicks were looking down. The officials, there was a couple of times where after another made bucket, the officials will turn to because they kind of
they have a feel.
And so it's like, all right, another made bucket, and you look at Atkinson.
Here it is. You're going to take him out now, right?
No.
All right.
And that was really going on. It just was one of those moments.
If he dies, he dies.
Maybe.
That was kind of
but
where it went.
Look at the feeling of Joe Mazzulla letting his team just keep jacking threes and do nothing about it, knowing the game is slipping away. And they lost a Game 7 at home to the Sixers because Joe Mazzulla just stood there, arms folded, just saying no.
Oh, I saw.
Keep shooting.
I saw.
Keep
Because
shooting.
we live in this analytic world where the numbers tell us how it's going to work. It's worked for 3.5 quarters. We're going to have faith that it's going to continue to work instead of the real-time feel of it's not working. We got to do something. We got to adjust. Think outside the box. You wonder if these coaches anymore in all these sports have the ability to think outside the box because nobody can plan for this.
Well,
what's the analytics for? How do you handle a complete meltdown of your team?
Don,
An
I gave you the number.
18-1 run.
I gave you the number. It never happens.
So if it never happens, then there is no number for
There was a first time. I'm trying to find it. There was this incredible number.
Because there is no strategy in the analytic world for dealing with something that the analytics tell you almost never happens. Now you're wasting your time. They only deal with the absolutes. But sports is anything but absolute. The crazy things happen that you don't expect. Nobody walked into Washington last night expecting to see an inside-the-park grand slam home run. They happen. That's the beauty of sports.
Unfortunate.
I'm trying to find. There's a stat that it was like 0-650 something of a team trailing by 20 with 7 minutes to go.
Right. So
it was never happened.
There's no coaching strategy for that. If the analytics tell you, because they'll go through the math and go, you don't have to worry about it. It's never happened. 1-800-919-3776. Got a list at 4:30. ENN at 6. Hahn Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
The Knicks.
Behind the back, right wing, off the dribble three. He got it! Jalen Brunson is not human right now.
The Cavaliers.
Steps back, finds Bridges, far corner three-pointer. Hits again. 2 clutch threes from Mikal Bridges.
The Eastern Conference Finals.
And they take a 1-0 lead in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Game 2 coverage gets underway tomorrow night at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
Wherever your day takes you, across New Jersey, into New York, or down to Philadelphia, New Jersey Transit gets you there. Skip the traffic and stay on track. With busy travel periods ahead, plan ahead, check schedules, and allow extra time for your trip. From workdays to weekends, New Jersey Transit keeps your routine moving with reliable, convenient service. Ride smart. Plan your trip at njtransit.com.
Mornings with DiPietro and Rothenberg.
Knicks came back to have a historic victory.
It's the biggest comeback win in Knicks franchise history in the playoffs.
Was it a Knicks win or a Cavs collapse? My answer to that would be yes. Yes. It was a Knicks incredible, amazing comeback and a Cavs remarkable, incredible, gagging collapse.
DiPietro and Rothenberg. Morning 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
At City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles, rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, and one New Yorker at a time. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
This is the Michael K. Show.
Calling up the kids is really smart because it changes everything. Changes the energy in the room. They were on the precipice of falling off a cliff and having their season be irrelevant. This is a positive that David Stearns has done. Why keep these young players that we think is the future? Why not make them the present when the present is so terrible?
The Michael K. Show. Weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Evan Cohen here. In life, as in sports, the pros make it look easy. That's why pro golfers like Jason Day, Ben Griffin, and Patton Kazire trust the pros in lawn care. True Green. They have the experience and expertise to give you a lawn worthy of the PGA Tour. And since True Green does the work for you, you get more free time, or more tee times. So stop stressing over your lawn and start loving it. Sign up now at TrueGreen.com because nobody makes it easier to get a golf course quality lawn than True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour.
In a world parched for excitement, one drink will emerge. Twisted Tea, the refreshing thrill ride of flavor. Recreating its classic role as the hard iced tea that goes down smooth. Twisted Tea doesn't just taste like real iced tea, it's made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol. Taste the adventure with Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Harry Douglas here. Game day brings the excitement. Your stay should feel just as memorable. With Marriott Bonvoy, official hotel partner of the NCAA and U.S. Soccer, you're connected to a portfolio of brands designed for how you travel. Some offer complimentary breakfast, others give you room to spread out, space to stay productive, or extended stay comforts. So whether you're a traveling fan or part of the team, Marriott Bonvoy celebrates the moments that live on before and after the game. Marriott Bonvoy, where game day checks in.
Another dominating step towards a championship.
And for the second consecutive season, the Knicks are on their way to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Will this be the year the Knicks punch their ticket to the NBA Finals?
Inbound stolen by McBride, and then Brunson buries a far-corner three. 5 points for Brunson in about 3 seconds.
Thanks to all our New York Knicks partners this season, including Verizon, Thrivewell Infusion, BetMGM, and London Jewelers on ESPN New York.
You recognize this sample, don't you?
I should, right?
This instrumental's not pure. It's a created one, but you know it. Well, Alan, you know it both ways. You know both. You know the Nas version, which is this is like the rip-off instrumental version of it.
Right, but I love this instrumental. But the song I've heard, now I'm trying to.
Oh, you know it.
I'm not.
You both.
And I know the song.
The sample.
I think you both know it.
I know the sample, and when you say it, I'll be like, yes.
I think Jacob will play it because we don't. Listen.
Yeah, play this. Oh,
we understand. We know. It's the YouTube kerfuff whenever we do that, but it needs to be
not allowed.
Here, what if I just? I'll just play it for a second.
Yeah, do it. Nobody's caring.
Off your phone.
Yeah, so you'll hear it, but maybe it won't hit you the same way.
Let's see.
It does sound familiar.
I think you know it. The Nas song is the message.
Mm-hmm.
Nas, the message. Sample. I just want to make sure I get the name of the song right. I always forget.
And he's sampling something
that
I would
just
know.
sing it. Sing it.
No, I can't sing it.
You
I don't know the words.
Oh.
And I'm not a big fan of this artist. Not in a bad way. I've never been particularly interested. I think we've talked about that. But they're very big. Here you go.
Oh, but that's not the this Hotel California, right? Oh, I don't know it. I'm not with Sting.
Yeah,
I did not know. I thought it was something off of not. I know Hotel California, but I thought it was something riffing off of Hotel California.
No, yeah, it's "Shape of My Heart" by Sting.
I'm not.
Not a big Sting guy either.
I love the Police. I like a few Sting songs, but I wouldn't say I'm a fan.
I'm a huge Sting.
No,
fan.
You're a huge Sting guy.
I'm not judging you on it. I think it's great.
But
I think I'm
what I find the most amazing is you hear the original, and you're saying to yourself, "What kind of ear do you have to say, let me speed this up. Let me do this. Let me isolate this. Let me put this on repeat. Like just to think
this
that,
out.
it's
Check this out.
incredible.
Check this out right here.
When was that?
Like 10 years ago.
Oh, there he
You're
is.
hanging with Sting. You look
Yes,
good there.
Sting.
It's not a horribly
That's not-
repugnant.
that is not repug Peter at all.
No, but it is the era. The beard is still not lined up.
Yeah,
and
but
there's
well,
too
I mean,
much
you're
hair
worried
on
about
top.
It was a good day. It was a good day.
But
for you.
Since
we're rolling with Peter.
Yeah, and by the way, he's familiar with these gentlemen?
Yes, I am.
I found a lot of old stuff the other day. I was going through my archives on Instagram.
But since
it goes
Peter-
all the way back to 2018.
But since Peter's feeling it, let's go to Q in the car, who is a Peter convert.
Convert.
Okay. Convert. What do you got, Q? Hello?
Hey, what's going on, gentlemen? First time, long time.
What's up?
Q.
What's up? Yeah, just two things. I won't take up too much of your time. Number one, with the Knicks, I honestly, obviously, the game one win feels amazing and it's great, and especially the way they did it. But the way this Knicks has been this year in this playoff run, I wouldn't have been super worried if they went down 0-1. Obviously, again, win at home against the team that we were looking to play. You know, game one win, definitely take it. 1-0, great. The thing about Peter, man, I used to listen to you on High 97 for years. I got to be honest with you, I was a huge hater, man. I could not stand listening to you over the past few years, especially since COVID. That's just me being real, but especially since being COVID, I feel like I started to see who you are. You know, everybody was opening up on the radio, especially during that crappy time that we call COVID-19 or whatever. And now I get to listen to you sports talk, get to see you WWE TV. Just want to say I'm a huge fan. I respect you. You're a big piece of the culture.
I wonder what you didn't like about Peter.
First of all,
back in the
thank you. I appreciate your patience. What do you think it was that you found so irritating?
I don't know. Maybe my immaturity, just not being. I'm a bona fide certified hater. I'm honest like that. I tell everybody I'm a hater. You got to win me over, but
I like this guy. No, listen, Q. I appreciate you. First of all, some people think the same of me about like my takes that I am a hater. I don't think I am, or maybe I'm not as honest as you are. But I appreciate your honesty and suffering through the journey till it became good for you, and here you are. I thought it was all. I assumed the reason Don picked that up, besides curiosity, was he assumed it was going to say what I assumed, which was not a Peter fan until the Knicks ran off 8 straight.
And made some money.
Yeah, now
that's where
I thought it was going.
Me too.
Was that now I'm down with Peter because Peter's been rocking with the Knicks and they've won 8 straight.
Right. And I thought maybe the reason he hated you was because it was political and Q was short for QAnon. Like I really thought that maybe it would have been a historic call.
That's a strange.
It was
call.
a good call. But I was kind of hoping
that was
for
Don's
fireworks.
That was Don's second best joke in that category. First yesterday, asking Monica her thoughts on Truth Social.
Randomly too.
Out of nowhere.
I just wanted to see what the reaction from that side of the table would be.
It was great. I was a big pop from me.
I never heard of Threads. Does that make me a bad guy?
Yeah, bad person.
Well, you're not on
Makes you a
Instagram.
bad
Well,
person.
not bad guy, just out of the loop.
If you were on Instagram,
But you're happily out of the loop, which is a good thing.
Yeah, you're in a good space. But if you were in Instagram, they offer you threads all the time. So even if you're not really actively doing it, it'll show you a post they think you're interested in, and then you.
I see.
And
then if you're dumb enough to click on it, then they tell you to sign up, and then this and that. No, I'm good.
Let's go to Vinny in the Bronx. You're on Don Hahn Rosenberg.
Hey guys, how you doing?
What's up, Vinny?
Nothing. Want to talk about the Knicks?
Mm-hmm.
I do think that they had no business winning that game yesterday. Probably the worst they played those first 3 quarters in weeks. Then Jalen Brunson became superhuman and carried them essentially to a win. The 2 points that I want to make, OG to me looked pretty hesitant and not aggressive for most of the game. Then finally in overtime, you got a couple glimpses of him kind of exploding to the rim, being more himself. And if he can be remotely close to himself, I think that's a huge advantage for us because they have no answer for him.
Well, listen.
And number two.
Oh, go ahead, Vince.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, too, I was going to say, I love what Coach Brown's doing. The Shamet for Hart sub was great.
Yeah.
But he's got to get Mitch off the floor when they're over the bonus and there's more than 2 minutes left.
Right.
The hack of Mitch just kills our momentum. He's left them in too many times throughout this postseason to just brick these free throws.
I think it's a great point. And I think you're always trying to give him the chance. Let's see, because he works on these free throws in practice. So give him a chance. see if he can make some. Obviously, it didn't happen. And then, you're right, though. You do have to start saying to yourself, hey, Mitch, I can't have you out there right now for this reason. The Josh Hart thing, guys, let's not glaze over that. Josh Hart's an incredibly important player and a leader on this team, right? And you basically told him, you're not helping us right now. I got to sit you down for a guy off the bench.
That's a big deal.
And Josh Hart knows he's got to take it because that's what they demand out of all of. That's been their common theme, is that everybody understands that it's not about you. It's about what's best for the team. And so you can't be upset if in this case you're not going to be playing or you're not going to be part of it. You just have to root for the team. And that is something that Mike Brown just does, whether you like it or not. And on some teams, that becomes a problem. But here, it has not been a problem.
And getting back to Anunoby, remember, the Knicks hadn't played in 9 days. He hadn't played in over 2 weeks.
Right.
Last time he played was Game 2 of the Philly series. So, it would make sense that he would be out of it, right?
He was putting up some UFOs.
Yeah.
My God.
That's a long time to go without getting a chance to play. And it wasn't that long ago. He just started practicing. So I think he'll get better and better as the series goes on. All right, continue on the Knicks. We'll talk a little Mets and Yankees a little bit later on as well. I got my list at 4:30. Aaron Goldhammer is going to join us coming up at the 4 o'clock hour from ESPN Cleveland, get the Cavs' perspective on things. Hahn Rosenberg till 6 o'clock, and then it's Mets baseball on ESPN New York.
Did your dog just get groomed? She's got a pep in her step.
Actually, she's gotten famous. She's one of 18 dogs on the New Jersey Dog Scratch-Offs from the New Jersey Lottery.
What?
Yeah, New Jersey voted, and 18 dogs were chosen.
Well, look at her.
It's gone to her head a bit.
Play the New Jersey Dog Scratch-Offs, featuring 18 real New Jersey dogs and a top prize of $200,000.
Oh, are you a famous doggy? Yes, you are.
Must be 18 or older to buy a lottery ticket. Please play responsibly. If you or somebody knows a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Partner with Amazon Hub Delivery to earn extra revenue for your business with your business. Assist with local Amazon deliveries and get paid for each package you deliver. When you become a partner, you and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area on a schedule that works for you. You'll gain extra revenue, increase exposure for your business, and connect with your neighbors. Plus, it's easy to get started with no delivery experience, long-term contracts, or startup costs required. If you're interested in learning more, visit Amazon.com/Hub Delivery. That's Amazon.com/HUB Delivery.
The New York City Department of Correction offers countless career opportunities, from specialized units to leadership roles that support public safety and change lives for the better. It starts with one step: registering for the New York City Correction Officer exam. Earn over $109,000 after just 5.5 years. Benefits on day one, job security, pension at any age after 22 years of service. Go to nyc.gov/joindoc or search Join DOC. One career, many opportunities. Registration ends next week. Take the test.
I'm a dog, and my job is to make you happy. So I recommend Optimum Fiber for your home. It's famously fast, way better than flaky 5G home internet, which can slow down the more people, or dogs, are online. So switch to Optimum Fiber, starting at only $25 a month with a 5-year price lock. Call 888-4-OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com today. That's 888-4-OPTIMUM. Gus, fetch! I gotta take that. Terms apply. See Optimum.com for details.
Pros, save more on the materials you need to get the job done, inside and out, at Lowe's. Right now, get 10% off in-stock Trex Naturals decking, now available in more styles. Plus, get 15% off select custom entry, interior, and storm doors. Then, we'll deliver it all straight to your job site to help keep your jobs moving. Get the brands pros trust, priced right, and ready when you need them. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 5/27. While supplies last. Selection varies by location.
The NFL schedule dropped, and it's time to settle up. There's road trips to plan, hotels to book, tickets to split, tailgates to cover, scores to settle, all the things for the season. But now, when you send $10 or more to a friend with PayPal by May 28th, you could win 2 tickets to every home game of your favorite team. Yep, the whole season. Visit paypal.com/P2P sweeps. No purchase necessary. See website for details, including how to enter by mail. Brought to you by PayPal, official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL.
ESPN New York, now streaming live on YouTube. Subscribe today and watch the show. WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
Game time is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, fellas.
It's Tully time.
Mets Nationals continue their series, and coverage will begin at 6 o'clock on 880 right after us. Also, you got Game 2 between the Spurs and the Thunder. You can hear that on 10:50 beginning at 8 o'clock. And on 8:80 following the Mets game. And then the Yankees and Blue Jays will continue their series over the Bronx at 7:05. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cast matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew. Try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. Quite the night at Madison Square Garden. People still want to talk about it. 1-800-919-3776, including Nick in Woodbridge. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Nick?
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking the call. Just an awesome game last night, at least the last, 7 minutes and then overtime. But
right.
I mean, first three quarters were real rocky, to say the least. We kind of expected the rust. I don't know that we necessarily expected 2 of 19. But at one point, the Cavs had a 99.9% chance of winning that game.
Crazy.
But what they didn't account for was Jalen Brunson. And that 0.01% was all he needed to get us over the hump and bring us back and get that win. I think when I think back last year, those 2 wins against Boston, those 20-point comebacks on consecutive games, I was amazed that they were able to pull that off. And when you put that into perspective, what they did last night, it almost makes like those comebacks were like nothing, right? Like that was easy. You got to feel great about this team. They believe, the city believes, and you know what, man? Take it one game at a time. Come back to the Garden tomorrow night. Let's go up 2-0, take it to Cleveland, and let's see what happens, man. But go Knicks, and God, I love Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, I love the attitude.
God bless.
Because we could be at a different place on Friday if for some reason they were to lose Game 2. Because then you kind of give it all back, right? And then Cleveland accomplished what they were looking for.
You won one. I don't think you give it all back. Well, you're not giving it all back. You got to win. You already got one.
But you're giving giving them home court, and it'll hit different, right? Like I think right now, but when the way I opened the show is the better team won. The Knicks found their sea legs. There's really no reason to be putting themselves in a situation like they were in going into the fourth quarter last night.
They should go into Game 2 with confidence,
yes,
rather than like, man, we got to get right. Like if they never found it in Game 1, that's you go into Game 2 saying like we got to get right, and then if they don't get right, now you're like last year down 0-2. But because they found it late in the game, they like rhythm happened, energy, all this stuff, the defense, like. It's just now they go into Game 2 just feeling better. Not necessarily complacent, but more like, okay, let's take control of this thing.
Well, if you lose tomorrow, that kind of blows up my theory that, the Knicks were just rusty. They hadn't played in 9 days. If you lose tomorrow, then it's feeling like, well, wait a minute, maybe the Cavs were, they took advantage of some matchups. Maybe it wasn't all just the fact that the Knicks were rusty. Hey, you're right.
2 of 19 tells me they were rusty. 2 of 19 is not good defense.
I agree with you. But you know what? I think the rust is off. Based on how they played in the final 7.5 minutes of regulation and the 5 minutes of overtime. Talking about a 44-11 run to close out the game. Think about that. 44-11. You know what that equates to? What they did in the latter stages of the Atlanta series and the entire Philadelphia series. That's absolutely embarrassing your opponent because you're better than your opponent. And there's been a lot of conversation, too, and it should aggravate Knicks fans. Oh, well, your road to the finals has been easy. Come on. These teams aren't very good.
Still a roll.
Atlanta's not good.
Still got to go down the road.
Philadelphia's not good. Cleveland's not good.
Who cares?
Or is it the fact the Knicks are making them look not good?
That's a great point.
How about that?
Or it's like the East. We knew the East was not at the level of the West.
Right.
But if you're blowing teams out the way the Knicks were and then coming back from down 20 and winning games the way they were, then it's almost like, well, then you're way better than everybody else in the East, which puts you closer to the West. Did you hear what happened, though, late in the game with Mike Brown?
No.
I saw this and I was wondering what happened because when Merrill's shot missed at the end of regulation, Mike Brown ran out on the court to try to get a timeout because there was still like tenths of a second left, but there wasn't. So he was trying to get the timeout. And when he did, then the referees came over to explain to him why they didn't grant the timeout. And he was down like on his knee, like hands and knees, like bent over. And I'm like, did he get sick? Like, did something happen to him? Or is he just like frustrated that they wouldn't grant him the timeout with at least 2/10 or something, right? And so, anyways, it just goes away. Steph Bondy of the Post said, no. He strained his calf.
No.
Yes.
Wow.
So he's got to fight through it. But, yeah, he has a calf strain because he ran out. I guess something popped, and he was like down on his hand and knees, like, thinking he thought it might have been an Achilles.
That's a scary feeling, by the way. And in the middle of celebrating, you don't know what to do.
No, he wasn't celebrating. He's running out to get a timeout.
To try to get the timeout because he thought it was in.
He was so like in that moment of wait, we can get a shot. We can get one more shot. That he called the timeout and he
because
strained his calf.
It's tied there.
If that's the injury they're going to have to deal with,
that's what you
we'll
want.
take it.
This feels like, your mama's so old, she blows out an Achilles trying to call a timeout.
I know. That's called that. And then you realize that's called all of us after a certain age.
That's you know what just getting out of bed, just the crackling sounds. It's like somebody's popping popcorn.
Absolutely.
Oh my God! I was at kickboxing today, and we had the stretch. They have a sit on the bag.
Yeah.
You know when you sit on the bag and you want to go as low as possible.
Describe what you mean.
You're leaning. You're in a sitting position without a chair, and what's keeping you up is you're leaning against the bag.
Leaning back against the bag for a little support.
But you want to try to get your butt as low as possible.
Wall squats.
And
basically.
I could just I could hear my knees like.
That's a good sound though. That's air.
Okay,
that's air pushing through the cartilage.
next sound's going to be boing.
No. It's not your ligaments ready to pull.
Right.
It's air popping through because they're so tight.
All right, wanted to get the Cleveland perspective things. You guys all know.
Can I read something first before you do that?
Sure. Why don't you?
I'm sorry to interrupt you,
I
Don,
think
but it's
you should.
important because I want people to enjoy us here on YouTube. Subscribe to ESPN New York on YouTube right now, Don. Stream the full Weekday Lineup live, watch complete replays, or catch up fast with can't miss highlights. Jump into the live chat, react in real time, and make your voice part of the show. Subscribe to ESPN New York on YouTube now and stay locked in so you never miss a moment.
So you know his work on ESPN. He's also on ESPN Radio. His name is Aaron Goldhammer. Why he would want to agree to do this spot, I have no idea, but he is going to join us here in New York.
God bless.
After one of the most crushing defeats in the history of NBA's postseason.
Hi, guys.
Aaron, you're a better person
Aaron,
than I am.
Blink if you're okay.
I would have told him to say, never go scratch. That's what I would have told him.
So can I ask why? Who thought this was a good idea?
I can't. I'm not at liberty to say.
But to be honest with you, I'm happy to do it. You guys are friends, and some of you I know, and some of you I don't, and some of you I like, and some of you I don't.
Please tell us who.
Yeah, let's get
please. I won't get mad at all. I'll probably agree with you.
I am here to wallow in misery while you guys do what? Make fun of me? Somebody thought this was a good idea. I got a text message and I said I'd do it, but then I also mentioned to our fans in Cleveland that I was asked to do it, and they universally came out and said that I should have told you guys to bleep off.
I get it.
You know what's funny? We told ourselves that. We should play. Why would we want to do this?
Yeah. But while we have you,
people in New York right now are going, "Why?
And
are you guys
why
doing
are we here?"
We're not
you
the
just want to hear from somebody miserable. Listen, just because you guys are New York sports fans doesn't mean you don't know what heartbreak is.
Oh, that's for sure.
What do you mean?
Especially this team.
Aaron, we invented it here.
Hold on. He's in Cleveland, for God's sake. They invented heartbreak.
Well, okay, fine. But last year after Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals, what were you guys feeling?
Yeah, exactly what you're feeling.
We know. You know what this is? I actually think this is therapy. Aaron, we've been here. We know exactly how you're feeling. We can talk you through it.
Yeah.
It doesn't get better. Trust me.
Let me also say that there's part of the Cavs nation that has, some sympathy for what the Knicks have been through. You guys haven't been to the finals since '99. The Cavs have been to 5 finals since the Knicks have been to 1. Knick fans were waiting around for LeBron, and he never came.
Oh, that's
right?
a great point.
You had the 94 finals where you go all the way to Game 7. John Starks can't make a shot. I don't have to go through all this history with you guys. And what percentage of the listening audience right now was even alive in 1973 or would know Dave DeBusschere if he came back and walked into the room? So it's like I think that the Knicks are kind of like the Browns in certain respects.
Oh my God!
That that it's been a long time since you guys have. So this is not like the Yankees doing this to us, which we would hate. The Knicks, there's a reason why there's such passion and energy around this team, and Cleveland respects that.
Was there
respects?
What was the general consensus going into this series? And it's still, there's still a lot of time left in the series. But what was the consensus, the feel about the Cavs' chances against the Knicks?
Cavs fans were just happy to be here.
Okay,
to be honest, I mean this team has been up and down like this all year. I think they came into the season with really high expectations, but they had a middling regular season where they had to make a huge trade for a superstar who's known the most for failing in big moments. Boy, did he do that last night. Mm-hmm. And I think the fact that they made it through the 2 Game 7s, I think everybody was in a pretty good mood just to be around with Mike Breen and RJ and Tim Legler calling the game at Madison Square Garden last night. Now, what ended up happening is because they took the 22-point lead, then people started dreaming, I think, of maybe the Spurs pull the upset. Wemby's not ready for the final. Maybe there's a path here for us to actually win the whole thing. And then very quickly, the Cavs reminded us. James Harden reminded us why he's James Harden, and Kenny Atkinson reminded us why he's Kenny Atkinson.
So what is like the theorizing that you guys are doing today? And we love Kenny here, obviously, from his time. Alan knows him going way back, but also he was fantastic with the Nets. So there's a lot of love for Atkinson here. What have you guys theorized he could have been thinking? Possession after possession after possession to not get Harden out.
I don't know. You guys might know better than me because I wasn't in the building. I don't know how many friends and family he had there last night, but I think he had a very human but very awful moment where with 7 minutes to go, I think he was thinking about what he was going to order at his post-game meal. I think he was with his family. I think he was not present in the moment with his team. And then the post-game comments, guys, I don't know how much of this you've talked about or even played, but they don't make any sense.
Keeping his timeouts, why he did. Yeah, we discussed that.
He's out there at the podium sounding like a Browns coach. I'm like, wait a second. You're in the Eastern Conference Finals. You can have real explanations for this. So I think that the Cavs organizationally, what's crazy is it was like 7 guys all at the same time, because James Harden could have raised his hand too and said, guys, I shouldn't be guarding Jalen Brunson anymore. At some point, I think that goes multiple directions. But I think the Cavs just had a complete and total brain cramp. I think it happened so fast that all of a sudden they looked around. They were like, wait, why are all these people cheering? How is it a 5-point game? It seemed like it went from 22-5 in the snap of a finger. Like, I don't even remember what was happening and what I was thinking when it was 14, 12, 9, 8, 5. What happened on all those possessions? I think it was a tragedy, but I think it was a very human moment from people who a lot of times act like robots, but really they're people. I think Kenny, I don't know what his favorite Italian restaurant is. You might know. Alan,
Aaron, I got to call you out. You're being a sports talk radio guy. You think the guy was more worried about his family than winning a playoff game, a conference final game?
Totally checked out.
No
totally.
way. Come on.
Totally
Aaron, what are you come on.
Dude, I know what you're doing. There's no way.
Have you guys ever been on the air, but your mind is actually somewhere else? I know I have.
Sure. Well, I'm not going to beat you up for it because we know he's a good coach. If there were some questions on his ability, you would say, well, this is why he's not a good coach. We know he's a good coach.
I also know he's hyper-competitive. There's no way that was part of the deal. But I will tell you, though, and you said it, this was the James Harden experience. James Harden has done this to other players throughout his career where he finds the weak defender, creates switches, and then murders that defender over and over again until the other team decides we can't have this guy on the floor anymore.
James Harden invented this.
That's what I mean. So the fact that it was happening to him was almost A, ironic. B, how did he not know? He had to know. And he just kept doing the same thing over and over again. I'll turn my hips once, but I refuse to do it again because that hurts too much. And I'm not doing it. And you're right. He should have at some point said, I'm not switching. You better fight through that OG Anunoby screen because I'm not switching.
Do you guys have an explanation for Kenny in the timeouts? I mean, it doesn't align with reality.
It doesn't. No, not with the take it or lose it or use it or lose it. It doesn't make sense when he knows that at 3 minutes.
Sorry to interrupt, but also he's talking about how tired Donovan and Harden are. And then he's also in the same breath saying, I don't like taking my timeouts. Well, literally,
that's
by
why
the
you
very
take them.
definition, what a timeout is giving your guys a chance for a break, not just to make a substitution. Sometimes you just need to catch your breath so that you can run your offense because your players are exhausted.
You're right about that. Now, I'm going to give you a little piece of information that knowing you probably know, but we'll share it together, is that the word is that there's a handshake agreement that James Harden's going to get an extension from this organization.
Of course.
And how does that? Of course. How does that make you feel?
Let me ask you a question back if you know your Cleveland basketball history. There was a handshake agreement once between Carlos Boozer and Gordon Gund.
Oh, wow,
the blind owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Yes. And Boozer stabbed him in the back, with his. So I don't know what the future holds for this. I got to see the way the rest of the series plays out, Guys, I know it feels like it's over already.
Right.
I'll just caution you to say that there's still a lot of series left here.
Agree.
I mean, look, it was a crazy game. I don't think the Cavs are going to come back and win this. I picked the Knicks in 5 before the series even began. But the Cavs exposed some things, I thought, with the Knicks last night. And the Knicks, just like the Cavs, the Knicks are a capable team of going up by 22 and blowing the lead in the fourth quarter and losing. The team that I watched all year from Cleveland. So I think the exact same thing could happen in reverse in Game 2. These are two flawed, unpredictable teams that didn't really meet expectation as they went through the season.
Crazy that you're in the situation that you're in. Like, we're here in New York, and the Knicks are like the city's team. Right, no offense to the Nets, but when we have the Yankees, there's still tons of Met fans, right? When we have
the Giants,
there's still a ton of Jet fans. But you live it. Like, baseball season, it's all Guardians. Basketball season, it's all Cavs. Football, it's all Browns. Like, so you have the unique perspective of your fans are all in on the one team, and we only really get that in the NBA. Mm-hmm. We're always split on every other conversation. So what's it like to just know that your entire city is engaged with the topic is of that day? That must be pretty cool.
So, the community of it is special. I woke up this morning and took my daughter out to the bus stop. She's in first grade. And the yellow school bus pulled up, suburban neighborhood just outside of Cleveland. Cold morning, kids wearing jackets even though it's still May. And the door opens and the bus driver is wearing a Cavs shirt. And he just looked at me and he goes, "I didn't sleep last night."
Yeah.
And I think that just summed up everybody's feelings. I mean, I think... Cleveland, probably more than most American cities, lives and dies with these teams and rides that emotional roller coaster because this is what the city is known for the most. It's like our civic pride. It's a certain level of identity. So we got calls from people who woke up their neighbors and their neighbor is mad at them now this morning. We're just going through the shared experience and the pain together. And I tried to remind everybody of this, and maybe I'm just trying to say it to myself, to remind myself of this. You'd much rather be in this position today than be in one of the 26 teams who's sitting at home thinking about a draft pick or trying to tank or debating between Darius Acuff and Kingston Flemings, right? I mean, so you got to be able to put that in proper perspective and hopefully be able – now, what a great Cleveland story it would be if instead of folding up, if they came back and won the next 4 games in this series. And then it would be a lesson that you could always teach your kids about resilience, and I think that's the mindset that the Cavs have to come into tomorrow night with.
Well, there's one little nugget I'll leave you with before we let you go, Aaron, is that you go back to 2010. Yankees, Texas Rangers. Texas Rangers hadn't won a damn thing. 2010, like, what were the Texas Rangers? And the Yankees, of course, coming off a championship the year before. And if you remember that game 1, Texas had a 5-0 lead going to the 7th. The Yankees scored 6 run of a run in the 7th. They scored 5 in the 8th. They came back, won the game. And everybody collectively is like, oh, the Rangers are dead. They're never going to get off the mat. They've never won anything. They've never done anything. And the Yankees just came back from 5-0 down and beat them. Texas Rangers got off the mat and won it. I'm not going to say it either, that you guys are going to get off the mat, but championships, slaying a dragon's hard. 53 years and no championship. So there will be adversity at some point. So I would not count the Cavaliers completely out just yet.
Do you think the basketball collapses, though, have a certain
carryover
level of I just, because there's a clock, in baseball you always know if it's a 5-0 game, there's a chance you could put a rally together. That's not a 0.1% chance of happening. I heard you talking about the odds. The fact that this game was on a clock and you could see if 2 more minutes go by, how close do you think Mike Brown was to putting his bench guys in last night? Down 22 with 7 minutes to go. A minute? 2 minutes?
I do think there was probably they had a 5-minute window to get it to something attainable. And if they
15,
didn't, probably would have done it. And that's when Brunson just started doing what he does. I mean, that's the reality of that moment. But once again, it's also the reality of what you learn about the playoffs. It's 48 minutes, not 42. It really is. That's the lesson learned. And unfortunately, when you learn it too late, is no making up for it. And I'll tell you about the carryover. Last year, the exact same place, exact same situation, 364 days ago, by the way, Aaron. It's amazing that the Halliburton thing happened. And
really,
the Knicks
it's
never
very comparable.
recovered.
Both games went to overtime.
Yeah.
You knew they were dead man
And you
walking
knew they
in the
right.
overtime.
And
yeah.
the thing is, though, the Knicks talked after that game. Well, we were in control. We just got to finish the game. That's on us. We'll be fine. And then that game, too, they looked like they were chasing it, and they were nervous, and they were tight. And Siakam had a huge game that you didn't expect, and then all of a sudden it's 2-0. So I think there is this emotional carryover from a moment like that they're going to have to get over fast.
Yep. I think in some ways they'd love a couple days off, but it's not happening.
Oh, yeah.
Can you guys do one favor today for Cleveland, please?
Perhaps.
All right. Marbury and all the guys that are sitting down on that row, the former players, can you please let them know they're not playing in the game?
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Did you guys see Marbury almost hit Evan Mobley in the middle of the action after Landry Shamit's 3 went in last night? Someone please. Now, Patrick, he's not
he's sitting. He can't get up.
He's sitting. Yeah, he can't get
up. It takes
up.
a while for him to get up. That takes a minute.
Somebody help Patrick.
You got to warm him up.
Yeah, Starks is out there, too, jumping around.
Look, Steph, I know Stephon Marbury never really played in a big game during his NBA career.
Well, in China, he had some massive.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, all right. But, dude, you don't need to be touching the Cavs players while the game's going on. You get arrested for that.
No, you're not wrong, obviously.
The worst part, Aaron, if you really want to go after them, here's the dirty little secret. If the Knicks win this championship, a lot of the guys who currently get seats in the front row, they probably won't get seats anymore. Because in 5 years, all the legends will be the guys from this team, and all the guys who didn't win championships.
Yeah, like
Stephon Marbury. It's like, hey, buddy, he had a couple good
remember
years.
When we
they don't
thought
got
Marbury
room
was a
anymore.
thing,
right?
Hey, we got a seat for you up here at the bridge.
Yeah, come on up here.
What's the line? Like, if Steve Francis wants to sit there, does he get it?
Well, we can't. What we won't tell as a Maryland grad. What we won't do here is have any disrespect for the franchise.
There's no besmirching Steve Francis.
There's no besmirching
Stevie franchise.
No, there's a little bit of looseness with the 2010, 11, 12, 13 Knicks.
Yeah.
But but I will say this on the flip side, the Knicks have done a really good job in welcoming in former players and making that a thing.
Now
so it is just part of the culture.
But what happens in this series now, Aaron? Does Shumpert and J.R. Smith go to Cleveland and now root for the Cavs?
Now that's the question.
No. I think they have both aligned themselves with the Knicks, and they cannot show their face in Rocket Arena on Saturday night. Wow. I don't. And look, people here love JR. They'll love him forever. Rode around with a shirt off. One of the big reasons why Cleveland won its only championship since 1964. But I think he has clearly aligned himself with the Knicks during this playoff run, and until this playoffs is over, I don't think JR and Shump can come to Cleveland. By the way, Channing Frye, Timo Mozgov, so many of the guys on that 16 team are former Knicks.
That's a really good point.
Got to plant your flag.
Well, I didn't even know his name. I didn't even know his nickname was Timo. I never called him Timo. I went full Timothy.
Well, that's why. Aaron, I know you didn't want to do it, but I'm glad you did. Thank you for this.
I guess I'm glad I did too.
It doesn't make it any better an idea, but it worked out.
Yeah.
Seriously, I want to tell Knick fans, enjoy this. Is best Knick win since when, guys?
Yeah, long time.
Probably.
I've been thinking about that all morning. And I got to go.
The Larry 4-point play, that game, that field.
That was such
even though that was a moment.
But that was such an important win in that series, and that 4-point play was the reason why you were able to pull it off. And Larry Bird standing right there when it happened was even better. But I'd probably go back to that, yeah.
Yeah, so that's 26 years ago, right?
99, yeah.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
Thanks for the reminder, though. That was nice of you.
Bing bong.
All right.
There it is.
I'll see you later.
All right, Aaron Goldhammer, ESPN Cleveland, top 5. The list.
Oh, yeah.
It's coming up next on Hahn Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
The Knicks.
Behind the back, right wing, off the dribble 3. He got it! Jalen Brunson is not human right now!
The Cavaliers.
Steps back, finds Bridges, far corner three-pointer. Hits again! 2 clutch threes from Mikal Bridges.
The Eastern Conference Finals.
And they take a 1-0 lead in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Game 2 coverage gets underway tomorrow night at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
No matter your age or career stage, SUNY Canton delivers education at the speed of life. With flexible, fully online degree programs, you can earn your credential on your schedule. Ready to get started? Apply now for a summer start in high-demand programs like applied psychology, cybersecurity, healthcare management, and more. Our admissions team is ready to help you review transfer credits, explore degree options, choose courses, and navigate every step of enrollment. Email admissions@canton.edu today or visit canton.edu to learn more.
If Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea was your best friend, it would be the kind of friend that starts an impromptu dance party in the supermarket aisle that turns into an all-day pool party rager at your place, and you don't even own a pool. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea turns any day into a legendary adventure. It's smooth and refreshing real iced tea with just the right kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
My dad passed away unexpectedly. Of course, it was awful in every way, but we are very grateful that he had life insurance. So even after he was gone, he was still able to provide for us. And that's why I have life insurance for my family. Ethos.com. They make it fast and easy to get covered. It's 100% online. You get a quote in seconds, and you can apply in minutes. You get covered the same day.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required. Rates may vary.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks so much, guys. Yanks are supposed to be on the field at 7:05 against the Blue Jays in the Bronx. Might end up with a delay because of the severe weather headed our way. Right now, if you're getting a jump start using the inbound George upper deck and already about 15 to 20 minutes from 8095. Lower level in pretty good shape. Heading over to the outbound George, worst of it, Cross Bronx westbound. You're crawling there from the Bruckner on through. West Side Highway northbound, packed from the 79th Street Boat Basin. Outbound Lincoln, your best bet at 20 to 30. Outbound Hahn, going to run you 30 to 40. Slowdowns on the Staten Island Expressway westbound, heading over to the West Shore. Long line of brake lights go back across the Verrazano into Brooklyn. This report is sponsored by True Green. True Green, the easiest way to get a golf course quality lawn. Don't wait. Sign up at truegreen.com and get your first application for just $9.95. Let the pros do the work so you can enjoy your weekend. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Smalls here. What if you could enjoy the flavor of a cocktail without the alcohol? Meet RK Zero Proof, a pioneer in the alcohol-free spirits category that delivers bold taste and a warming sensation, but with zero alcohol, zero sugar, zero carbs, and zero calories. So you can celebrate with friends, unwind after a long day, and wake up tomorrow feeling great. It's all the ritual of a drink without the regret. Discover RK at rkbeverages.com. That's ARKAY beverages.com. RK, the spirit without the alcohol.
The NFL schedule dropped, and it's time to settle up. There's road trips to plan, hotels to book, tickets to split, tailgates to cover, scores to settle. All the things for the season. But now, when you send $10 or more to a friend with PayPal by May 28th, you could win 2 tickets to every home game of your favorite team. Yep, the whole season. Visit paypal.com/P2P sweeps. No purchase necessary. See website for details, including how to enter by mail. Brought to you by PayPal, official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL.
You just made the list, buddy. This is The List with Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
Top 5 things that you wish you could say on the air, but you save it for the break.
Oh, the top 5 things said on the break.
Right. So we're going to get to it in a little bit when Nick Morabito was called up, and he wore 8 last night for the Mets, and Met fans were a little upset. And believe me, the whole reasoning behind it is going to make you even sicker if you're a Met fan. So Anthony and I came up with the idea. It was actually Anthony came up with it, and I agreed. But it was a really good one. Of the top 5 New York athletes whose number is not retired, but should be.
I love what you've done. I'm fond of it. I'm excited by it, and I'm here for it.
Okay.
I think it'll be controversial.
No peeking.
Well, but you didn't use Carter? You didn't put him on the list.
Find out.
Oh.
See.
All right, go ahead, Alan. You had one.
Blank around and find out.
Yeah.
That's, all right, we will.
I was I was there for the process, so
He's gonna lay out.
I'm staying out. I have to stay out because I kind of know.
Well, I had
names.
to check in with him.
Yeah.
Being a Yankee fan, being an Islander guy, try to get some ideas, some thoughts. Because remember, the heavy lifting of this list is that you really need to talk to fans on whether they believe somebody's number should be retired or not. And I'm not a fan of all 9 local teams, so I used Allen as a sounding board, if you will.
Yeah,
but the two of the 5 were taken off last year, in my opinion. Daryl and Doc. They're gone.
Absolutely.
So they would have been there, and they're no longer there.
Now, and again, some of this is controversial. Some of this is just they haven't maybe gotten around to it yet, but they have not retired their numbers yet. Now, CC's excluded because they've announced that. Beltran is excluded because the Mets have announced that.
It's funny, I wouldn't have put him on the list
but
anyway.
Guys that have not been announced.
I wouldn't have put Beltran on the list.
Beltran.
Did you have put Beltran on the list?
I'm on the fence about it.
I don't know if I'm doing.
I would retire Gary's before Beltran.
All right,
that's my point.
Well, no, number 5 for the New York Mets will be retired.
Wow.
Well, it's
Is it
number
already
5?
Yeah.
On the table? No.
David Wright.
It's already retired.
They did it?
Oh, the numbers on?
They did it last year.
Oh, they did it. Okay, sorry. They did a lot done last year. That was fast. How did him and Daryl and Doc happen in the same year?
They did it early last year, right?
Yeah, it was early
Very
last year.
early last year. That's right. Yeah.
Steve Cohen's getting cracking on something. Okay, sorry about that. You said some controversy, so I'll just lean into some controversy. How about number 7 on the Knicks?
Yeah, I got it at 5. Because there's a lot of people that want Carmelo's number retired. Now, I have a feeling if the Knicks win the championship, it'll be even harder for him to get up there. Because a lot of the former Knicks aren't going to be looked upon as the same. Plus, you're going to be retiring like every Knick number if they win the championship here. But no, I think Melo, he's probably the one Knick that you would have a conversation about. So I put it at 5 because I know there's a lot of Knick fans who don't believe he belongs there. But had some great seasons for the Knicks.
7
there
years.
There are Knick fans that want to see it retired.
You know, I think it was 3 times made the playoffs.
Part of that 54-win team.
Got out of the first round once, but then, had some rough years after that weren't all his fault because Phil Jackson came in and decided to do some things that everybody's going, what the hell are you doing?
Well, and you're a Knick. It's never just your fault.
A
lot going on.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. But, while he was here, he had to carry a lot of weight. It's amazing that since he's been gone and into his retirement, how much he has become loved.
Totally beloved. No, because people are full of crap, and it's easier for them to stop the nonsense once someone retires.
Well, because you become the highlight film after you retire.
Yeah, and people remember.
We don't see current anymore. We just see the highlight film, and that's we remember why we loved you.
But I don't think it would be that much of a travesty.
But I don't think it's crazy.
But I've got it
it's
at 5. I got it.
It's not crazy at all.
I'm going to ask my one ask that I like to do here to try to tighten things up. Just can I get a breakdown of sports, please?
Oh, breakdown of sports. I've got
this is like origin of word.
Yeah,
I've got hockey,
I like pronunciation,
baseball, and football, and I've got multiple football of the other 4.
Give me number. It's make it official. Give me number 80 for the Jets.
Wow. Wayne Corbett.
That's right.
When you know what? I didn't have it just because. Well, if you're going to retire his number, then you got to retire Keyshawn's number.
I don't.
Listen.
Corbett
I think Wayne Corbett is.
Corbett is different.
Special, but
not there.
No, I don't have him in the 5. No.
I don't
right franchise.
And I don't think there's been one since.
You're right there. You're right there.
Different era.
You're right around the bullseye.
That's going to be where I different era.
Yeah.
No, well,
different era.
Different era, Jace.
Different era.
But they both played in the same era.
Yeah.
That they played in the same era.
For the Jets.
So we're talking a 90s Jet? 2001 Jet? 2000?
Like later?
Even later.
I'll give you this. The best period of Jets football.
Oh.
That we've seen
in our lifetime.
Who would be the number from 2010 and 2011?
Come on.
Wasn't many seasons.
You know it. You love it.
You like barbecue.
I like barbecue.
Sure.
Yeah.
I like
Or
barbecue.
the Roscoe's Diner.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the Roscoe's Diner.
Roscoe's Diner.
There's two references, barbecue sauce and Roscoe's Diner.
Nick Mangold.
There's one.
There.
Well,
now what's Roscoe's Diner?
I don't know what the Roscoe's done.
A lot of negotiations were done during Hard Knocks at the Roscoe Diner.
I don't remember who was done.
There's an
It was like-
island. He was.
Oh, sure. Darrell.
So I've
24.
got Nick Mangold and Darrell Reed. I believe Nick Mangold is the best center in franchise history. No offense to Kevin Mawai, but Mawai didn't spend his entire career with the Jets. Right. So Mangold's their best center. I do believe he belongs in the Hall of Fame, and I believe his number should be retired. And Darrell Revis, even though he did win the championship in New England.
Yeah, that can't affect what he did here,
and
though.
played, but still, he was one of the best Jets of all time. And I do believe they'll get around to retiring those numbers.
Well, hold on. But can I just say this, though?
Mm-hmm.
This goes right to the topic that we're going to get to in a little bit, as you mentioned, the Mets thing, which we do have to get to.
And we'll get to
in
it
spite
next.
of it being a huge Knicks day, that Mets top, it's too ripe for sports talk radio.
Agree.
We got to do it. But this is an opportunity for the Jets to do something right. Do not get around to Nick Mangold's number retirement. Do it next year. As soon as his family would be ready. If it's not this year, totally understandable. Whenever I would go to the Mangold family and say, we are retiring his number. You tell us when you're ready to do it. And that is it.
That should have already been said.
There's no conversation
and this
to be
coming
had.
season would be the time to do it.
If they're ready.
Homecoming weekend.
Assuming they're good with it. Assuming they're good with it.
I don't think they're
That's
being
it.
contra. I think they will eventually get. The Jets did have a rule. They didn't retire numbers unless you were in the Hall of Fame. They waived that, obviously, for Klecko and Lyons, and that was the right thing to do.
But hold on. But can't you make the case? Hold on. Their list of retired.
And they have a Ring of Honor. Like the Giants have a Ring of Honor, too.
Yeah.
But
Guys,
there is a difference between the
I'm
two.
going to say something right now. Am I crazy? Mangold will be the best one.
Yeah.
He'll be the best retired
I
Jet.
know it's so difficult with offensive
He's right
linemen.
there.
And he was heart of gold.
Joe
What a great guy.
Namath, Maynard, Curtis Martin, Klecko, and Dennis Byrd.
Curtis Martin and Joe Namath are all-time.
But Mangold's a better player than Joe Namath was. He's a better player.
Well,
career-wise, that's a better
But you
career.
understand the history and everything.
Listen,
yeah.
guys.
Right.
But it's apples
would-
and oranges when you're talking about quarterback.
I would be adopted by Joe Namath if I'd be allowed to. Okay, I love the man. He's a gem. But in terms of the way the rest of the league viewed the player year after year, I think Nick Mangold may be the best Jet of all time. He's right in the conversation.
Curtis Martin's pretty special.
Curtis Martin's very, very special too.
Yeah,
but was Curtis Martin ever the best in the league, or top two best
in
league?
the conversation?
I mean,
Yeah.
But-
no.
In the era of running backs, he was one of the best.
One of the best.
He was.
I'm telling you right now. I remember Curtis Martin's entire career. Loved him like a brother. Maybe overstating it a tad. I never thought he's the best running back in football this year. Never. Not one season.
All right.
Thought he was really great, put up huge numbers.
Yeah.
I'm just saying Mangold's great, okay?
I
That's the
understand.
point.
No, you're making a great point.
So I've
great.
got, just
All right,
to recap, I've got Carmelo Anthony at 5. I've got Nick Mangold at 4. I've got Revis at 2. So you're looking at 3 and 1.
So then give us Gary Carter.
Gary Carter, I put at 3.
Okay.
All right. And you could tell me about the numbers and all that.
Why not number
You can't think about because
We're gonna find out.
Because you just can't talk about the 86 Mets without talking about the kid, Gary Carter, and how it turned things around. And you know what? I'll tell like it is. That 86 Mets reputation is certainly sullied by the way they acted when they won. You know, destroying the plane coming back from Houston. Obviously, the drugs and the alcohol and all the
Missing
things
the
that just went
parade.
down. The one guy that stayed clean and represented himself very well during that whole period was Gary Carter. I mean, that should mean something too, right? When you look at the grand scheme of things. Great player, great guy.
He's like their Steve Garvey, right? Like
just,
clean cut, had that.
He was the man.
Yeah, and so I got it at 3.
Okay.
So who is number 1? Now, I think this might be out of your circle, your depth.
I don't think you'll get this one.
But I don't think you'll get this one.
I could spell his name and you wouldn't get it.
I could make a multiple choice and you wouldn't.
Wait, I don't. Hold on. And yet it's number. Oh, it's hockey.
It's hockey.
Yes.
But in what era?
This is
an era,
late
a way beyond
60s into the mid 70s.
Yeah, that's not a disrespect to
But
Pierre's
you have-
hockey knowledge. More just he's not on the. He's not paying attention.
No,
at this point.
This is like the 12-team NHL.
I just want to be clear that at this point, I am no longer offended.
The reason
a late 60s
I
NHL,
have
I'm
it as
good.
number, and I know I'm a hockey guy, but the reason I have this as number 1, and I'm really shocked that his number isn't up there, and it should be. His number Should be retired. Now, obviously, it's already been retired because it would be 2, and that's Brian Leach.
Correct.
But they have retired 2 9s. They
Yes,
have
they
retired
have.
2 11s.
They have.
Brad Park
Yeah.
deserves his number to be retired. Now, Brad Park did go to Boston.
Brad Pack.
Did spend a little bit more, spent as
He
much
became
time in
Brad Pack.
Boston
He became
as
Brad
a Ranger.
Pack.
8 years with the Rangers. Think about this. 8 years with the Rangers. 5 of those 8 years, he finished second in the Norris.
That's
And the
crazy.
only reason he didn't win 5 Norris is because somebody by the name of Bobby Orr
heard of
was
him.
also in the league. It was kind of like trying to win the Norris when Ray Bork was in the league. Like, you weren't going to do it. Or when Nicholas
Zdeno
Lidstrom was there.
Chara,
You're not going to do
yeah.
it. Like, so, and he was an all-star every single year but his rookie year as a Ranger. I'm really shocked that they haven't retired it yet, but I think that's number 1. So
Right.
I've got Carmelo Anthony at 5. I've got Nick Mangold at 4. I got Gary Carter at 3. Darrell Rivas 2. Brad Park 1. Honorable mentions. You can have a conversation about A-Rod with the Yankees. I know that it didn't end well and he sued the Yankees, but it looks like they've mended fences. Certainly Major League Baseball has allowed him back.
Won
So you can talk about
MVPs,
cheater.
won a championship.
But and Peter's talked about this a lot. There's a whole generation of fans that don't care about PEDs. So could we get to a point where you're going to look as a Yankee fan and go, number 13 should be retired? I don't know if it'll happen, but certainly part of the conversation. How do you feel about Pat LaFontaine? He was not a part of the championships with the Islanders.
now we're having a conversation.
He came late. He was a part of the '84 team that lost to Edmonton, and I know he's done a lot of great things in Buffalo later on in his career. But he was an amazing Islander.
Yeah, he was,
and he's in their Hall of Fame.
He came in 1984 off the Olympic team, and the thinking was, wait, they got this guy. And he was special talent.
Yeah, now this is
and so
going to
this
continue.
is a team that had won 4 straight Stanley Cups, and then this guy comes in,
They
and
had
they're
this
going,
guy.
"Oh my God, they're
They're
going to
gonna
be
win
great
4 more."
Right, they're going to be great for years." And then he did all he could. That the team wasn't the same, but man, he put up numbers. And then obviously, it was time to move on. But not only for his career, Don, I think his numbers should be retired. The Islanders have honored him.
Yeah,
but retiring 16. Is not only an acknowledgement of his talent with the team and the fact that he came into the NHL with the Islanders during at the end of the Stanley Cup era, but what he's done on Long Island, what he's done in the community,
that's part of
the
it,
impact
too.
he's had representing the Islanders as it is definitely something that you would consider.
So, what do you think? 1-800-919-3776.
Who else are we missing? Anyone?
Also, we've got, and that's why we get the calls. I'm sure we're going to get tweets.
Any
from people.
Giants?
Got to bring up the Cooks for Howie Rose.
Yeah, we
or
got
he'd get upset with us.
the Cooks and from the Bill and Bun Cook because the Rangers just don't acknowledge any of the turn of the century guys.
No.
But we'll have at it. I know Twitter, especially once we post it, we'll have some problems with it. 8-gate. We'll get into that next, and then plenty of Knicks the rest of the way. Don Hahn Rosenberg until 6, and then it's Mets baseball on ESPN New York.
The Knicks.
Behind the back, right wing, off the dribble 3. He got it! Jalen Brunson is not human right now!
The Cavaliers.
Steps back, finds Bridges, far corner three-pointer. Hits again! 2 clutch threes from Mikal Bridges.
The Eastern Conference Finals.
And they take a 1-0 lead in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Game 2 coverage gets underway tomorrow night at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
Replacing your home's AC system isn't exactly pocket change. Let's be real. Most people don't have thousands of dollars just lying around. And that's why Slomin's makes staying cool affordable. Right now, Slomin's central air conditioning makes it easier than ever to upgrade without blowing your budget. Get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0% financing for up to 18 months. Plus, every new system comes with a 5-year all-inclusive service plan, including annual system maintenance, filter replacements, and refrigerant. So there are no surprise costs down the road. Whether your system is outdated, your electric bills are through the roof, or your AC finally called it quits, Slomin's has a solution that works and a payment plan that actually makes sense. Call 516-932-7000. That's 516-932-7000. Or visit ac.slomans.com to schedule your free estimate today. Slomin's Central Air Conditioning. Because comfort shouldn't come with a price you can't afford. 18-month promo period. No payment, no interest, and no down payment offer. The offer is available through a third-party bank. On approved credit, interest is waived if loan is repaid in full during the same as cash period. Terms and conditions apply.
I'm a dog, and my job is to make you happy. So I recommend Optimum Fiber for your home. It's famously fast, way better than flaky 5G home internet, which can slow down the more people or dogs are online. So switch to Optimum Fiber. starting at only $25 a month with a 5-year price lock. Call 888-4-OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com today. That's 888-4-OPTIMUM. Gus, fetch. I gotta take that. Terms apply. See Optimum.com for details.
Mornings with DiPietro and Rothenberg.
Knicks came back to have a historic victory.
It's the biggest comeback win in Knicks franchise history in the playoffs.
Was it a Knicks win or a Cavs collapse? My answer to that would be yes. Yes. It was a Knicks incredible, amazing comeback and a Cavs remarkable, incredible, gagging collapse.
DiPietro and Rothenberg, morning 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Partner with Amazon Hub Delivery to earn extra revenue for your business with your business. Assist with local Amazon deliveries and get paid for each package you deliver. When you become a partner, you and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area on a schedule that works for you. You'll gain extra revenue, increase exposure for your business, and connect with your neighbors. Plus, it's easy to get started with no delivery experience, long-term contracts, or startup costs required. If you're interested in learning more, visit Amazon.com/Hub Delivery. That's Amazon.com/HUB Delivery.
This is Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York.
They were down by 22, and they stormed back to force overtime and win game one.
That was a Herculean, Superman, move out the way. If y'all don't want to do it, I'll do it myself type of performance.
The Cavaliers, they will not recover from that in this series. To be able to show the gumption, even it's one thing to have a team try to give you the game. It's another thing for you to go and take it from.
Bart Scott, Chris Carlin, weekdays at 10 a.m. on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
I'll adopt a cat. Just a cat, Sean? This is a New York lottery win we're talking about.
I'd get the ultra-rare, hairless cat known as the Minskin.
Then?
I'd turn my garage into a rescue menagerie for all furless felines.
And when that gets too full?
I'll purchase land in the Catskills for them to sunbathe in hairless abandon.
Only cats.
All hair-free animals looking to roam in bald, beautiful peace.
Can I come?
Do you have hair?
New York Lottery. Can you imagine? Play today. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
The NFL schedule dropped, and it's time to settle up. There's road trips to plan, hotels to book, tickets to split, tailgates to cover, scores to settle, all the things for the season. But now, when you send $10 or more to a friend with PayPal by May 28th, you could win 2 tickets to every home game of your favorite team. Yep, the whole season. Visit paypal.com/P2P sweeps. No purchase necessary. See website for details, including how to enter by mail. Brought to you by PayPal, official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You live for this. The wins, the losses, the slam dunks, and the buzzer beaters. The dream that this is your team's year. Hope, it's what keeps you coming back. So you represent with anticipation and with pride. Because when everything's on the line, your support means everything. That's why the NBA Store is here to support you. Check out the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
So we touched on it a little bit yesterday during the remote outside the Garden about Nick Morabito getting called up and wearing number 8. And then Howie Rose tweeted out that he thought it was wrong on the 40th anniversary of the 86 Mets that Gary Carter's number 8 was being put back in circulation for the first time since 2001. But it wasn't retired, so technically it was up for grabs. And I was upset about it. Howie certainly was upset about it. Well, we wanted to get Nick's side of the story because we weren't sure. Did he demand 8? Whatever. Well, in the post game, obviously it was a topic of conversation, and he was asked about why number 8.
I think you probably heard something about your number 8. Do you know what your new number is going to be tomorrow?
I think 55.
Okay.
Did you get to choose that number, or what went into it? I chose 55. Yeah, I was just given 8.
Had you even heard of Gary Carter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hall of Famer, legend here. Yeah, he wore number 8.
55 have any meaning for you?
2 5s is cool.
This is why the Mets are a clown show. The Mets are a legit clown show. that have no idea what they're doing. All right? So he's going to wear 55, and it was announced yesterday that, all right, snafu, he's going to wear 8 because it's already been sewn on. We're on the road. But don't worry, Met fans. He'll have another number on Wednesday. Today's Wednesday. He's going to be wearing 55. And you heard from Nick. The Mets gave it to him. He didn't demand it. He didn't say, I want 8. Didn't stand on a table. Didn't ask for the Carter's family phone number to get approval. He was handed number 8 because the organization has no blanking idea what they're doing. It's been out of circulation for 21 years, and some guy gives him 8, not realizing that was Gary Carter's number. And it's been out of circulation for 25 years. Them not knowing is the same reason why they never win, because a fish rots from the head. And if one thing doesn't know what they're doing, it probably leads to other things not being done well. All right? They are a clown show. And this is not some Yankee fan saying it. It's coming from a Met fan who has seen every ridiculous decision, every boneheaded play that they've made since I've been alive. Been a fan since 1975, over 50 years of clown shoes. Big, fat, oversized clown shoes. Shiny clown shoes. Should be driven right up their rectum is where it belongs.
Clown show.
Because that's where their brains are. You want to kick the Mets in the brain? Kick them in the butt. Because that's where their brains sit, where they sit. No idea what you're doing as an organization. You hand them number 8, knowing it's been out of circulation for 25 years, or not knowing, I should say,
right,
that it's out of circulation for 25 years. That the guy that is retiring this year, the voice of the New York Mets, Howie Rose, has been a fan of that team since their inception. Calls you out on Twitter. What does that tell you? Because what does he care? He's walking out the door at the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
He's already in the Mets Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah.
This isn't Phil Mushnick ripping him. This is Howie Rose ripping him. Honestly, you wonder why they don't win. Because you don't know what you're doing as an organization. You don't. And I don't care how many billions that Cohen's sitting on, or how David Stearns was able to take a Milwaukee Brewers team with no money and get them to go to the playoffs every year. You don't know how to do the simple stuff. The very simple stuff. How can I expect you to know how to do the hard stuff?
Want to hear something weird? Kid's never won the number.
No, it was handed to
Brooklyn,
him.
Brooklyn. He wore 2 in Brooklyn. He wore 4 in Binghamton.
No, this is what it couldn't have gotten worse. It
he
got
didn't
worse.
ask for it. It wasn't like that's my number.
But that's how
try 8, kid.
From yesterday when we had this conversation.
Hey, but nobody's worn 8 in a while. Throw this on.
We had this conversation yesterday, and I think we all found it pretty disturbing. And you go, well, how's it going to get worse? And then it got worse at the end of the show.
Amazing.
They're going to give him a different number tomorrow. And so we made fun of them going, wait a second. They can't find a way to just give him a different number in the 2 hours before the game? No, they couldn't. Impossible.
Right.
All right, can't get any worse than that. No, it does get worse than that. It was completely thoughtless. It was, they don't, and here's why Don's right, because there are people out there who could argue, and I could see even like John Winthrop seemed to be leaning towards that, and he didn't go all the way there, but I know a lot of people think this way. Well, it's a random person who's the clubhouse attendant, or it starts at the top. Do you know this organization? Do you know what's important? Do you know the things we value?
It's baseball. Numbers are sacred.
Do we value the things that we're supposed to value? Do those things go down the ranks the way they're supposed to? This is, and I say this as someone who is like completely a fraudulent Mets fan. I care about, I want them to do well, truly. And they just, it's so frustrating from the top down.
I want them to do well.
And you hate them.
Because they embarrass me at every turn. So, and it's a simple fix, because I always think of the natural, right? When he's given his uniform for the first time, and it's like kind of an overweight trainer. He's got a belly, he's got a cigar, he's got a hat that doesn't fit. What number, kid? What number we're going to give you, kid? I don't know. Let's try 8 for size. Let's see how you look on that one there. Look at you ready for the game today. 8 shouldn't even be an option.
Not an option.
Like, it's out of circulation. When I hear out of circulation, that means it's not available. Why do we not have, all right, I see, there's no 5. That makes sense. All right, there's a 6, 7. There's no 8. Why is there no 8? Oh, 'cause Gary Carter wore the number. It's not retired. No, but we've taken it out of circulation, which means we're kind of debating on whether we're going to do it or not.
But we
haven't
dumb,
given it
and
to
we're
anybody.
not actually doing. So we're just sitting around.
Carlos
year after year.
Baerga had it in 97, 98, what it was, but that was a significant trade. He was a really good player. They gave it to a couple of ancillary players back when we were actually thinking of not retiring it. Now we're kind of debating about it. Nobody's had it since 2001. But no, here, kid, we're 8.
Throw it on.
Good luck.
Looks good on you. Oh, wait. No, we can't give you this. We got to take it back.
Sorry.
Hey, just say that you like this number instead.
All right. How about this? The Mets have been ignorant for infinity, which rhymes with
Xfinity, which, of course, if you have Xfinity, you already enjoy ESPN as part of your TV lineup with live games and daily sports coverage and expert analysis. And now the ESPN Unlimited plan is available at no additional cost, giving you access to additional ESPN content in the ESPN app, on-demand programming, and originals to explore. And you can wear the number 8. Visit Xfinity.com/your subscriptions to activate ESPN Unlimited access. Then start watching in the ESPN app. More from ESPN, all in one place.
I'd be a fraud if I did, gave up on the Mets. You'd call me a fraud, right?
Yep,
That's right.
Yep.
Well, especially if I just gave up on baseball, I wouldn't be a fraud. But I don't know if I can give up on baseball. If I found another team, I'd be a fraud. But honestly, I'd be a fraud, but I'd be a happy person. Like, if this was a relationship, at what point would I have just gone, listen, honey, it's not working out?
Oh, my God.
Right?
I would hope years and years ago.
I would think right now you are in the state together for the kids' phase.
I'm really, really close. Because you know what?
No, the equivalent.
Announcement coming later this week.
Like, you're sleeping in different bedrooms.
Oh, we haven't slept together in
No,
years.
well, listen.
Really, honestly.
You have to understand.
We've had an open relationship.
You have to
at that
understand. 15 years ago, Don came home from a trip, and the Mets were sleeping with 3 of his friends with the camera on the bedroom.
Yeah.
And he
They were
decided
making contact with the ceiling fan.
They were, yeah. I almost made such a good joke, but I'm not going to because I'm a decent human. I'll make it off the air. But it was really timely, and it would have been perfect here, but I'm better than that.
I don't know what that means.
I'm going to tell you.
I'm going to explain what that means to Alan during the break. Leave it to your own imagination. We have Knicks sound coming up next. How about this? A little Knicks tape. Hahn Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
Hey, this is Jalen Brunson. What's up, Knicks fans? This is Josh Hart. Knicks fans, it's Mikal Bridges, and this is your home for New York Knicks basketball. This is 880 ESPN and the ESPN New York app.
Wait! Before you change the station, listen to this.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll also get a vacation voucher and a tax deduction.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
The New York City Department of Correction offers countless career opportunities, from specialized units to leadership roles that support public safety and change lives for the better. It starts with one step: registering for the New York City Correction Officer exam. Earn over $109,000 after just 5.5 years. Benefits on day one, job security, pension at any age after 22 years of service. Go to nyc.gov/joinDOC or search Join DOC. One career, many opportunities. Registration ends next week. Take the test.
Hey, it's Alan Hahn. At Rings End, they're there to help realize your modern design visions. That's why they partner with Marvin. Engineered for big ideas, Marvin Modern Windows and Doors deliver effortless elegance, expansive views, and industry-leading innovation, all in a modular system designed to meet the exacting principles of modern architecture. Experience Marvin Modern at a Rings End showroom today and create something stunning with them. Rings End is a certified Marvin installing retailer.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
That's ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks so much, guys. We've got some rough weather moving through over by the Tappan Zee Bridge. Some slowdowns heading into Rockland County. Delays go back onto the Westchester side. Heavy on 287 westbound. You're backed up into White Plains. Also, we've got the Yanks tonight in the Bronx. Could see a rain delay. Right now looking good over at the inbound George. No issues at all for both the upper and lower decks. Deegan just slammed both up and down, heading over to the stadium with the volume for the outbound, George. Outbound Lincoln Ernie about 20 to 30 minutes. Outbound Holland 45 plus. And a full ground stop at LaGuardia because of the weather. Also a sinkhole on one of the runways. You want to call your carrier before you head out. This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Visit mad.org. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code SMART to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code SMART to borrow up to $10,000. Use code SMART to borrow up to $10,000.
880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
5:03 in the big city. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg with you till 6 o'clock. It is game time, and it's brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, guys.
It's Tully time. It's Tully time.
My hopefully soon-to-be ex-girlfriend Mets and Nationals, that coverage begins at 6 o'clock on 880, right after us. Coverage game 2 between the Spurs and the Thunder can be heard on 1050 at 8, and that will be on 880 as soon as the Mets are done.
That's a game, by the way.
And then the Yankees and the Blue Jays continue their series in the Bronx at 7:05. Listen, the Spurs would be a handful too, don't get me wrong, but I think if you're a Knicks fan, if the Spurs can take game 2, wow. You're looking at a 99 rematch, I would think. Listen, I don't know what the number is, Peter, and I don't tell you what to do. I'd bet the Thunder tonight. Because as well as the Spurs played, and Wemby had a double-double and 41 points, it still took overtime. Double overtime, actually.
I know, and the idea that, again,
right,
and they're probably satisfied. They're probably pretty satisfied.
And what is the number? Probably 3.5? I'm
going to tell you right now, like you dream about it.
Or while you're doing that.
No.
No.
See, whenever you think you have a good idea, Vegas already has your idea.
What's that?
7.5.
That's a lot.
No.
7.5.
No.
They say OKC's running.
No.
That San Antonio's feeling comfortable. They're going to take their split.
That's a lot of points.
If OKC wins, though, it's totally reasonable.
Before we get going, Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cast matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. All right.
I'll tell you, but I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do instead.
Money line gives you nothing, right?
No, I just went ahead and threw $500 on the Knicks for tomorrow.
Oh, wait, don't wait.
What am I?
This guy just dropped it on the table now.
6.5.
That's the old ML, right?
6.5 again. Yeah, no ML.
Oh,
hey. Cover the points. Cover the point. Come on, they're taking their heart tomorrow. By the way, they covered yesterday, and to be clear, they played like pure garbage for 41 minutes. So I'm gonna bet. My bet is that the Knicks don't play like garbage for 41 minutes tomorrow. It's they play like the Knicks and they win by 25 points. With all due respect to Aaron Goldhammer, and I'm not saying the series is over. Cleveland could win a game in Cleveland. But I think tomorrow the Knicks keep rolling. I think it's a better game.
Oh, I don't care if it was Aaron Goldschmidt.
That's right. Me neither.
I feel the same way.
I did almost say that a couple of times. I was very proud that
Goldschmidt?
Well done.
Yeah. Goldhammer is.
I mean, that's like a Bond villain.
Yeah, it's or a porn star.
I got to tell you,
or that too.
I was thinking baseball player to make a good name.
But you understand that most of the Bond villains did sound like porn stars.
Right. Goldfinger.
Yeah. The minute you saw that, you're just like, what?
I like Octopussy just because I was allowed to say
it over and over again.
Yeah.
Some of those.
I don't know why the rules are what they are.
By the way, was that the name of the bad guy in that movie too?
No, that was the name of the movie.
No,
I know it was the name of the movie. But was it named after the?
I don't know. I never really got into the Bond thing. I respect it.
Yeah.
I never saw any of them.
None?
I watched if they're on.
I remember
those channels.
saw
The
when
Connery,
they came out.
Connery was good.
With the ones that came out when I was a kid, when Timothy Dalton was. The Living Daylights.
Just awful.
At the time, I thought they were fine.
But
Roger Moore wasn't terrible.
And I just know that, and the Goldfinger one, you touch you turn to gold.
Yeah.
And then the woman died.
Yeah.
They painted her gold,
Mm-hmm.
and she suffocated.
Yeah.
Because her
breathe.
skin wasn't allowed to breathe.
So, top 5 special Wednesday bonus. Top 5 most famous Bond movie names. Goldfinger's number 1 with a bullet.
Yes.
Biggest one. Octopussy is certainly big.
Right.
Yeah.
Moonraker.
Moonraker.
Or was that it was
Moonraker. Oh no. Live and Let Live. That's one, right?
Live and Let Die.
There's Live and Let Die.
Wasn't it? Because wasn't that the song?
Live and Let Live is the saying. Live and Let Die.
That was the movie.
The
Live and Let Die was the movie
Paul
too.
McCartney.
Yeah.
I love that song.
What else? Is there any of the big ones? Because Live and Let Die is up there.
Well, you probably would rather have the top 5 Bond women. That'd be more entertaining.
That's something.
Well, yeah, I won't remember. I won't know them by name.
It wouldn't be a go down memory lane. Try to check it out.
From Russia with Love.
From Russia with Love was big. From Russia with Love was big. Yeah.
I respect the whole franchise. It just wasn't
Not for
anything
you.
that
You're good. You're all set.
I might binge it one trip to Vancouver, right?
You're not binging all of them.
No.
It's like 15.
There's a lot.
There's a lot of movies.
I don't know. Even if I were to binge them, I would stop after, was it Sean Connery and then
Roger Moore?
Roger Moore. I would stop after Roger Moore.
Would you really?
You're all set.
You
Right?
didn't
I think.
You didn't like any Brosnan? He was pretty good.
Pierce wanted it too much.
Pierce Brosnan. He wanted it.
No, because that was a big thing. Like, he was complaining. He never got it, and then he finally did get a chance later on.
He was the epitome of what Bond was supposed to be.
No, I agree with the whole, what was the Equalizer?
Yeah.
No.
No. Equalizer was Denzel.
What was he in? What TV show was he in that he made him famous?
Who? Pierce Brosnan?
Pierce Brosnan.
Wasn't it
He wasn't the Equalizer?
No.
Was,
not Moonlighting.
No, not,
but something like that.
Yeah, it was something like
same kind of thing.
Again, I didn't see it. I just knew about it.
You're right. You're right, though.
Eve G says that they would retire Amani Toomer and Carl Banks with the Giants.
Carl?
Remington Steele. Great pull,
Remington
Jacob.
Steele. There it is.
Great pull.
There it is.
Tino Martinez, Guidry, and Matsui with the Yankees. They're going to go into triple digits.
Now everybody's got it.
And again, I don't know the sex of FG, but FG suggests Starks for the Knicks. Nah, come on. I mean,
It's a very famous number.
Guidry, couldn't you make an argument for Guidry? You can make a good argument.
On other
for
organizations,
Guidry.
you just can't retire everybody's number.
Oh.
Like somebody suggested
49,
in our meeting
you're not gonna-
today.
you're not gonna
Greg
see-
Nettles was a great player, but you can't retire everybody.
But how about this? The value of the number 49. Who's really taking 49 anymore?
Yeah,
All right.
you almost don't have
Louisiana
to retire.
Lightning, baby.
I of the ones that were mentioned there, Guidry's the one that I think that has the most traction. All right, we got fresh Knicks sound after their thrilling Game 1 victory. And Jalen Brunson asked, what was his biggest takeaway from last night?
I think the more of the first 3 quarters is a bigger takeaway. They were playing great basketball, had us on our heels, and I'm just going to give them a lot of credit. Obviously, we played well in the fourth and overtime, but we got to come out ready to go. I think we did. It was the middle of second and third quarter where we let go of the rope. So that's our biggest takeaway.
He's so good now. Look what he just did. You see what he did, right?
He knows what focus on the negative.
No, but not only that. Credit.
Well,
they're so good.
There's that whole thing. What would Jesus do? And then you wear the bracelet.
Yeah.
And then
what would
always
Jalen
bring,
do?
what would Jeter do? Because like Jeter would always do the right thing. Brunson's there too.
Yeah.
He is going to always.
He's giving you
do the right
nothing
thing.
for the bulletin board. Show you nothing but respect.
But what do winners do? What he took away from was the 3.5 quarters in which they were garbage. Instead of like, oh, great win, what a heart we showed. No, he's focused on we can't let that happen
We
again.
need to be better because we're not going to come back from 20 all the time. Only twice against Boston, and then that other time against Indiana, and then that time last night.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, we're never going to do it.
Since he's great at deflecting and focusing on other players, he talked about Landry.
I've talked about this before, and he's always been a true professional. Being able to see it from afar for the first, 6 years, and then being a teammate for the last 2,
He's always in position to stay ready. He's always working on his craft. He's always doing the things that he needs to do to make sure his mind is ready for games. And whenever his number is called, he's always ready. Always. He's going to do the dirty work. He's going to come in and make big shots. That's just who he is.
Don't overlook that.
No.
Don't overlook him paying a compliment like that and just kind of like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, staying ready. Well, that's your job. You're supposed to stay ready. That's not necessarily how it works in professional sports. There are a lot of players who exist in this league, especially the NBA, but it exists in pro sports. They can hang around and never really be called upon, and then the few times they are, maybe they have a game, but they're not consistently ready. You know what they are, right? Then there's guys like Landry Shamet, who are it's the pros pro thing that you use, and everybody says that about them. But there are certain guys that whether they play 20 minutes, 2 minutes, 0 minutes. You know what they're doing tomorrow? Same freaking thing they did today and the next day and the next day. They do that. Why? Because when you need me for 20, I'm ready for 20. And I think that's something that when you are a championship team, you have players like that. A veteran championship team has players like this that know I can't play you all the time, but when I do, I can depend on you. Think about the great Yankee teams. How many bats did they have in that dugout? Guys that didn't play all the time. Pinch hit, I need you to come in.
Oh, yeah.
And who did they always do? They would not have young players there. They would have vets, Rock Raines and stuff like
Chili
that.
Davis, Glenn Allen Hill.
Yeah. There you go. And you'd have those guys because you knew they had veteran professional habits. They knew their role. They were willing to stay ready. They understood I'm not playing every day, but I'm going to be called upon, and when I am, I want to come through. And that's kind of what Landry Shamet has been for this team. And it has actually helped others on the team stay ready as well and understand that that's my role. Maybe today I wasn't supposed to be the guy. I'm not in this series, but in the next series I might be important to the matchup. So I stay ready. You win championships because not only you're superstars, but because the depth and the players that are always ready in a moment's notice, that have that big game, that gets you a win that otherwise you wouldn't if you didn't have a player like that.
Jalen, what's the Cavs' mindset going into Game 2?
I mean, we know that they're going to be ready to go. Being able to steal one at home, after the way they played throughout most of that game, we know that they're definitely going to be ready to go.
Saying all of the right things. How about Josh Hart on not being on the floor at the end of the game?
Yeah, obviously that's always difficult watching it on the bench. Obviously, I want to be out there. I want to help my guys win, but at the end of the day, for me, I don't have an ego to it. Like I approach this game with extreme humility, and that's how I approach it, man. I don't have the ego. I said it last year, the last several years. I'm here to serve these guys, and that's the gift God given me to go out here and serve these guys, make sure they're in the best position to be successful. And I put the success of the team over the success of myself any day.
Doesn't it make you sick? I mean, they're just saying, like, him saying that, and I say that it's a joke, but seriously, him saying that, he reveals right away, of course, it's hard for me to not be out there, but this is who we have to be. This is who I am, that whatever it takes to win, and if it's not my night, I'm just here to be available to my team.
They're taking a cue from the leader.
But this is who, but these two are the leaders.
Right.
Brunson and Hart are the leaders. And they speak that way. And if they're that way, everybody else has to be that way, right?
Mm-hmm.
But how many times, Don, Peter, have we seen teams where the egos get in the way? Where it becomes like, oh, I guess I'm not good enough to play. And the moodiness sets in, and there's obviously a disconnect that sets in, and it can take a whole team down. A good team can be taken apart based off of somebody that didn't play in the final 2 minutes, and now they're mad about it. And it's in the back of their mind, and now they feel away, and now all of a sudden what you thought was good chemistry is destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
So there's so much about this team that you like, and why I say all the stuff that they've been through together and how they know we have to be this way if we want to do something that feels really improbable, which is to somehow win a championship. And that this is the exact reason why you should believe in this group. Because they don't just talk it, they walk it. This is not dueling egos of stars.
Mm-hmm.
This is everybody understanding this is who we have to be. And they speak it, and I don't think this is like they're not just giving you some platitudes here. This is what they truly believe.
Hart talking about Shamit's performance in the fourth quarter.
The same as everybody. I think I saw some of the crowd reaction, and it hits the rim, and it's like, oh, and then it just kind of rolls in, and everyone started yelling at that crowd pop. It was the same way. You're deflated for 0.5 seconds, and then you're hyped. The next moment, and it's just a credit to him. Him staying ready.
And finally, Mike Brown asked about Brunson's intensity in the huddle.
I love it. The teams I've been around that have had a lot of success, they usually have accountability within their group, because that goes a lot further than me yelling or saying stuff at times.
And that's part of the coaching change, right, of just having a different voice and maybe allowing Brunson to lead more and having his message be above everybody else's message. Brown, coaches the team, but it's kind of about Brunson's message and
Veterans.
Not anybody else.
You got to let that happen, right? Sometimes it is the veterans. I mean, you saw. Did you see the video that circulated of Connor McDavid going into the locker room after like a first period or something like that and just absolutely losing it on his team, like losing it.
That was on that Prime Video, The Road to the Cup,
not good.
2 years ago.
When they were down 3 games to none. Yeah,
like the way he and you don't normally see him like that, but that probably hits different in the room than a coach coming in and kicking over a table.
Yeah,
and I think that's what's important. And it goes back to the word that they used when they fired Tom Thibodeau: collaborative.
Mm-hmm.
This is a veteran group. They've been in the league a long time. They're a smart team. They're a high IQ team, players. And the idea of collaborative is because the players want to have a say. And this team definitely has a say in a lot of things. And you can trust them because the guys that have the most say are not selfish people.
Right.
Donald, I know this subject interests you. Okay. It came up earlier on the show earlier this week on the show. There are now going to be delays and cancellations out of LaGuardia because a sinkhole opened up on one of the runways.
Another sinkhole.
Is that a problem? That sounds like it's going to be a problem.
Just fly over it, no?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
that's what the wings are for, isn't it?
Yeah. Why would you land in the hole? But I got to tell you, I don't spend a lot of time thinking about it because I won't survive. Is there anything scarier than the idea of these random sinkholes that pop up out of nowhere?
Random sinkholes. That's what's
when things start coming out of them, that's when I would be concerned.
Really?
No, I'm concerned
But
before
going in them.
Falling into one.
Yeah, I don't want to go in one. Never mind something coming out of it.
Yeah, I think I'd actually rather take my chances
on what comes
with
out?
what comes out than going in.
Yeah,
that's a great question, by the way. One of the Don, you're telling me right now, you have to choose right now, in 5 seconds. Would you rather fall into a big, assuming this isn't 3 feet, but a real sinkhole that just goes into the earth? Would you rather fall into the sinkhole or be 100 yards away as something comes out of the sinkhole?
I feel like I'd have more of a fighting chance of running away.
That's what I'm saying.
From what comes out.
Falling into the
But
sinkhole.
I'm saying all of these sinkholes, all right, as long as I'm not over it when it sinks.
Just so you know.
But I just want to know why they're happening.
Sinkholes smaller than this table.
Well, the sinkhole
Understood,
there, but that's where it starts.
But it's what's underneath.
And why is it happening?
And because I'll tell you, when Route 80, when they were having all those sinkholes, I think there was like 16 of them by the end of the day.
No way.
They had over like a year span, they kept happening. Because why? They built 80 over all of these old-timey mines, and they probably built Route 80, and somebody probably said, listen, I got to tell you, I think this is good. But, 100 years from now, there might be a sinkhole, and they're like, well, I'm not going to be here. What do I care?
Right.
We're probably going to have flying cars by then, so what are we worried about a sinkhole?
But is that essentially what this all is? Because it always happens with pavement, right? It's always like it's rarely in the middle of grass, right?
No, it happens too.
But isn't it?
What was there?
I feel like the ones I see are usually streets or
most of the time something underneath, construction underneath. There's a lot of times it could be like on Long Island in particular, cesspools, right? They'll end up collapsing. It'll create a sinkhole. Other times it is a breakdown of whatever was put there.
Yeah.
And it just starts to give way, and then you get a sinkhole. Like it does happen. Construction in the area, you're doing some digging, it moves dirt enough to a point where just like a little bit of a rumble, especially by a highway, it can happen.
Oh.
So they're very, very dangerous, of course. And I'm kind of I'd rather not fall in one.
Yeah.
I'd rather take my chances with something coming out of it.
Well, do you have the breaking news sounder? This is big news. I think that we should, because Alan's really stepping out. You're talking about willing to say things. This just in. New York Knicks reporter and radio personality Alan Hahn would prefer not to fall in a sinkhole, folks,
and deal with whatever might come out of one.
Because
you shouldn't have to read the story to find that part out.
Yeah,
that should be in the headline.
Why wouldn't that be in the headline?
I
Peter?
thought it was just you were saying I don't want to fall in the sinkhole, to which I say we are in lockstep.
Water is wet.
Yeah, I whenever I see the story of the sinkhole, it
but you gave
freaks
me an option. You said, well, you have A or B. I chose B. And
I'm leaving out
your
A.
headline is A.
No, you know what? That's bad journalism by me. So we're all on the same page? We prefer to avoid the sinkhole altogether rather than if we had to deal with there's something coming out of the sinkhole, at least we've got a shot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, were you into that movie Cloverfield on?
Oh, God.
Yeah, it didn't age well for me, but I didn't.
Why you watched it later, you didn't like it as much?
Yeah, I because it was more about the concept than the actual entertainment of the movie. For people that don't know, is that you find out, I don't want to ruin it for everybody, but it's tough. It came out in 2008.
Is it
something
08?
falls out of the sky and creates a hole in the Atlantic Ocean where a creature comes out. And the creature then starts to take over Manhattan. And the whole movie is a guy with a camcorder.
It's a found
recording
footage
the whole
movie.
thing. It's found footage after the fact. It's like
Blair Witch.
Blair Witch, right?
So when you that concept made it interesting.
Yes.
Wasn't there another show that I think got canceled recently that called La Brea, where in California a giant sinkhole opened and it was a whole nother like another world was under the sinkhole?
Right. Yeah. That was interesting.
There was, of course, you were watching the news. That was a mistake by you.
Yeah.
Because it seems
that
like
was
that's
the 6
happening.
o'clock news.
Yeah,
there was that show though, and then there was Tremors. Remember Tremors?
Oh, I forgot about Tremors.
And that's when something came out. I'm good.
But
all good there.
I do not want to know about anything coming out of these things.
But I did see Cloverfield in the theater, so it hit pretty well.
I loved it when it came out. I agree. It's not as great now. You see it, Alan?
No.
If you've never seen it,
now I want to.
If you've never seen it, it's worth it.
What also made it interesting is that there was a whole project after you saw the movie where you would go and find out little tidbits. Like you don't notice how the sinkhole was made until after the fact. Like you see it in the movie, but you maybe don't notice it, and then you went after, and then they explain things. So it had like some homework. What happened to the guy that had the camera. Because that's when you finally see the monster's face.
Right.
You know what I want to know?
Different things like that.
Is if this happened, how would you get anything from Amazon? Who'd be around?
Well, and hopefully you already got the things you needed from Amazon.
How would you get it? Well, if you're a small business, maybe you can help in this situation. Because in New York, every block is a business, and every minute counts. And Amazon Hub Delivery lets you earn extra revenue from the business you already run. You and your staff can deliver packages right in your neighborhood on a schedule that works for you in a smart way to keep your hustle going. Bring in more revenue, more visibility, and staying connected to the community that you serve already every day. Meet Christine. She is the owner of All Breed Cat and Dog Grooming in Verona, New Jersey. She loves the flexibility of Amazon Hub Delivery because she takes, grooming appointments in the morning and then delivers packages in the afternoon around her business's schedule. See, that's easy, isn't it? And getting started, even easier. No delivery experience, no long-term contracts, no startup costs. New York local businesses ready to make your next move? Visit Amazon.com/Hub Delivery. That is Amazon.com/HUB Delivery.
All right, tons of calls to get to. This is the last call crew at 1-800-919-3776 because at 5:45 we've got ENN, and then at 6 o'clock we got the Mets and the Nationals. Hahn Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
The Knicks.
Behind the back, right wing, off the dribble, three. He got it! Jalen Brunson is not human right now.
The Cavaliers.
Steps back, finds Bridges, far corner, three-pointer. Hits again. Two clutch threes from Mikal Bridges.
The Eastern Conference Finals.
And they take a 1-0 lead in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Game 2 coverage gets underway tomorrow night at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
New York Knicks fans, here's a total slam dunk. For a limited time, new Verizon Mobile and home customers can get Fios and Alina Mobile for just $69.99 a month with AutoPay. Get Fios 300 megabits per second for $20 a month and unlimited welcome for $50 a month plus taxes and fees when you bring your own phone. Visit a Verizon store today to learn more. For new Fios Internet and mobile customers, discounts applied over 36 months. Mobile and home discount enrollment required. Additional terms apply. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
Hey Yankees fans, gather a group of 10 or more and take advantage of our 2026 Yankees group ticket specials. Whether you're getting together with family and friends, organizing a fundraiser, or entertaining clients, your group will love bonding over the Bronx Bombers. Start planning your 2026 group outings today. Log on to Yankees.com/groups. Call 212-YANKEES or email us at groups@Yankees.com. That's 2026 group tickets. Call 212-YANKEES or visit Yankees.com/groups today.
Did your dog just get groomed? She's got a pep in her step.
Actually, she's gotten famous. She's one of 18 dogs on the New Jersey Dog Scratch-Offs from the New Jersey Lottery.
What?
Yeah, New Jersey voted, and 18 dogs were chosen.
Well, look at her.
It's gone to her head a bit.
Play the New Jersey Dog Scratch-Offs, featuring 18 real New Jersey dogs and a top prize of $200,000.
Oh, are you a famous doggy? Yes, you are.
Must be 18 years old to buy a lottery ticket. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
If you manage an active facility, you don't have time for disruption. Tricon Construction specializes in working inside healthcare, commercial, and industrial buildings without shutting operations down. That means tight planning, clear communication, safe, disciplined execution, because when patients are inside, when tenants are working, when production can't stop, there's no margin for mistakes. When it has to be handled professionally and handled right, Tricon is the only choice. Visit TriconBuilds.com, TriconBuilds.com.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks, guys. We've got this rough weather headed our way and full ground stops over at Newark and LaGuardia. Also an issue at LaGuardia, a sinkhole on one of the runways. You definitely want to check with your carrier before you head out. Right now, Yanks game still a go for 7:05 in the Bronx. Using the inbound George, just about 5 to 10 for the upper deck. Deegan already packed both up and down, heading over to the stadium with the volume for the outbound George. Not so great on the West Side Highway northbound, heading over to the outbound George. Broken down SUV in the right lane in the 140s. Long line of brake lights there. Go back to the Intrepid. Outbound Lincoln going to earn you about 30 to 40 minutes. Outbound Holland close to an hour. And once you're in Jersey, stay away from the outbound Skyway. A crash on top of the Hackensack River. This report is sponsored by True Green. True Green, the easiest way to get a golf course quality lawn. Don't wait. Sign up at truegreen.com and get your first application for $9.95. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Evan Cohen here. Game day brings the excitement. Your stay should feel just as memorable. With Marriott Bonvoy, official hotel partner of the NCAA and U.S. Soccer, you're connected to a portfolio of brands designed for how you travel. Some offer complimentary breakfast, others give you room to spread out, space to stay productive, or extended stay comforts. So whether you're a traveling fan or part of the team, Marriott Bonvoy celebrates the moments that live on before and after the game. Marriott Bonvoy, where game day checks in.
Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea just got harder with Twisted Tea Extreme. The hard iced tea taste you know and love, but with an 8% kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Extreme is made with real brewed tea, goes down smooth, and brings your daytime drinking to the next level. Just look for the bright yellow cans in the cooler and get ready to dial up the fun. Big flavor, extreme kick. Twisted Tea Extreme. Keep it twisted!
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Just like the New Jersey Devils bring intensity on the ice, Viking Pest Control brings that same level of protection to your home. I know this because I use Viking at my own place. Season may be over, but pests are always in play, especially come summertime, man. You want to have a barbecue outside. Last thing you want is, bugs and mosquitoes getting all over your food. So lock it in this offseason and get the defense that you need. The pest control provider and proud partner in the New Jersey Devils is Viking, delivering 45 years of trusted experience to keep ants, cockroaches, stinging insects, rodents, mosquitoes, and more out of your zone. Their local team builds a personalized game plan that actually works. And when you bundle pest control with mosquito services, you get big savings. One call, one company, total peace of mind. Visit VikingPest.com, protecting your home inside and out. 1-800-919-3776. Get back to the busy phones, and let's talk to Javier in Queens. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Javi?
What's going on, guys? Thanks for taking the call. Don, what's up, fellas? Don, your list, I love the list. I think it's a great list because it's so subjective. I would throw a name in there, but I like your list. I would throw David Cone in there, and I'll tell you why. I would throw David Cone in there because he was an excellent Yankee, and then all the broadcasting stuff, similar to like why Keith Hernandez got his number retired by the Mets. So I think David Cone is an interesting name for a retired number.
It is interesting. And listen, you're a Yankee fan. I guess Met fans could also, throw his hat in the ring as well. But listen, he was part of championship teams. As you said, he's hung around. Great broadcaster. Not bad.
All right. I want to talk Knicks, but very quickly, this show is amazing. It permeates everyday life. I don't know, even when I'm not listening to you guys, have you guys been watching the Yankee games recently? And behind the batters, there's advertising. And there's advertising for a new Mountain Dew flavor, Baja Blast.
Oh, really?
But it's not new, though.
Yeah.
We're being told by Anthony Pusick that it's not new.
Baja Blast has been a staple at Taco Bell for years.
Yeah.
They've decided to start bottling it now, which is very dangerous because I love Baja Blast.
And listen, there was a time that I loved Mountain Dew. I have not drank soda since 2012. Like, I'm off soda completely.
Nice.
But my go-to was Mountain Dew, and before that, I'm showing my age, was Mellow Yellow, which was kind of like
goodness.
They brought Mellow Yellow back,
so
too.
I love those flavors, but unfortunately, I can't partake. But
a little Baja Fresh.
You can't even call Mountain Dew soda.
Yeah, maybe we send a kid to get you some Baja Blast.
Baja Blast.
With the Knicks, I can't believe what I saw yesterday. They were down 22, and then they covered the spread. They won by 11. Amazing. Spider ran out of web fluid. Harden has been trying to keep this team from moving forward, for 2 series already. This series is over. It is clear as day. It is incredible how easily the Knicks are going to get into the finals. And then, I don't know. Oh my God! But Knicks are ready to go. They had so many guys play terrible yesterday, and they won the game.
Wow. You're not wrong. I would just caution this type of conversation, not because the Knicks aren't better than the Cavaliers, and I agree with you. I think they should be able to win this series. I went 6. Alan, you had to go to MSG, so you never got to make your prediction. Peter said 5. I said 6. Monica had said 6.
Yeah, I was feeling 6.
Yeah, just because I
think they're good enough to get 2.
Yeah, but right now you feel like, why would they ever get off the mat?
This was one of the games they were supposed to get, though.
Here's all I'll say. Yeah, they could cruise to the final and maybe go into the final riding, an incredible 11-game winning streak. But there's the unseen hand. And what I mean by that is there could be injury, things that we don't expect. Don't count the money just yet. Feel good about the team. Clearly they're better. This, to me, is, they belong where they are. But don't count the money.
No.
There's still 3 more wins to get.
You got to watch it and how it evolves and how it develops. It's a series, of course. And it's and I get it. I mean, when you win 8 straight playoff games, after a while you start getting drunk off it.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't want to give that. I don't want to say that there's a lack of confidence. I'm the guy that just said earlier in the show that when you see the belief within the team, how do you not believe? So you do believe, but it doesn't mean you believe that they're just not going to lose another game. These things happen, but I do like their chances in this series, the higher probability to win it. And I think that's something you can feel comfortable with. And winning this game only brings you not just closer, obviously. Don, you always remind us that the Knicks have never won a playoff series when they lose first game. So that's they don't have to worry about that specter. But for me, that's a game that you were supposed to lose. And you fought your way back to steal it, to take it. and overcome what was a really bad second and third quarter that almost cost you the first game of the playoffs because of the rust. You got rid of the rust factor. You stole a win. Now it gives you more reason to believe that they should win this series. But don't say, oh, it's over. Not by a long shot, because what Don said, anything can happen that suddenly flips the series.
Yeah.
Be careful of that. Don't touch the money.
Phil in Queens, you're on ESPN New York. Hey, Phil.
Hey, sorry, guys.
No problem.
Hey, just wanted. So I spoke to you guys a couple of weeks ago. I told you, Hahn, I went to Nassau Community College.
Yep.
And it's funny. I took a semester. I took geology for half a semester, and one thing I learned about sinkholes is in New York we don't really have to worry about it too much because we're made out of a lot of granite and marble. Sinkholes happen when there's a lot of limestone and porous rock under the soil, so that happens a lot in Jersey, Long Island. But if you're in the city, you're pretty good.
It's true.
In the island, you might be in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just keep that in mind.
All right.
How about
LaGuardia
that?
is in the city, but it's
Queens.
it's not in.
It was farmland.
But it's also close to water, though.
Yeah,
It's close to the
farmland.
bay.
Yeah.
What about near
Yeah.
what about
Yeah.
Long Island, but like near the beach though?
A lot of sand.
That I'm not. Look, I only took a semester in it. I'm not an expert in that.
All right.
Wherever there's a lot of limestone, check your zone. You should be fine though.
All right.
But what I wanted to say about the Knicks is we took Cleveland's best punch. All right, just like we did against the Hawks in Game 3, and just like we did against the Sixers in Game 2. Right. So once the Knicks realize that, look, if we play our game, nobody has a chance. It's over. I give the Knicks 5. I give Cleveland 1 game. After that, I think, unless something happens, I think it's Knicks in 5.
Yeah, listen, the numbers tell you, the way they're playing, that they should get to the final. And as Tim said, Bontemps yesterday, then it's a different animal once you get to the final with the way the Spurs and the Thunder go at it. But right now, first things first, the Cavaliers. But strange things happen. Different calls, injuries, who knows? So that's why you don't touch the money. We've missed them the last couple of days, but Richard in Manhattan, you're on ESPN New York. What's up, Richard?
To scare people. Yeah. I don't understand.
Let's listen.
Don?
Don? Yes. Hello, Richard.
Hi, fellas. Listen, Cleon Jones belongs in more than anybody. The 69 Mets are the greatest thing that ever happened in sports. Take that to the bank. I can talk to you for 2 hours about that. And then the 73 team he went. He was the best position player. He was a homegrown Met. That guy belongs in any ring that the Mets do. And yesterday's game, I heard a radio host talk about that was what happened was 1 in a million. It's not. With the prevalence of the three-point shot. Now, let me just give you some numbers. Yesterday's game, 45% of the shots were three-pointers. It's not only the three-point shots made, Allen. It's the three-point shots that are missed. So if I'm up by 22 and you hit 7 in a row and I miss 7 in a row, that's a game now. That's the problem with the three-point shot, and it's going to get more and more. In 10, 15 years from now, 65% of the shots will be three-point shots. So with the three-point advent of the three, it's not just shooting the three-point shot, it's the other team missing their three-point shots. They don't have go-to plays, drive to the basket, 2 points, post-up plays by the center or the power forward. That's all gone. So it's a three-point shot league. It's going to become more like that. And big leads, this is not a big deal anymore. It looks like, because we're old-timers, we never saw stuff like this. But there was always this chance when the three-point shot is prevalent, the other team is going to miss just as much as you make. And it was a confluence of both things happening, and that's what happened yesterday. And it's going to happen again and again. This is not 1 in a million. It was beautiful because it was the Knicks. It was beautiful, a playoff game. It's a great story. But mathematically, numerically, there's no way that this thing is a surprise. You can talk to any numerologist, anybody who knows anything about betting, numbers, and gambling.
Richard,
this is not a big deal.
Richard, can I give you numbers?
Yeah.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Last 2 seasons, playoff game, down by 20. Every team not named Knicks, 4-67. Every team named Knicks, 4-3. 4-67 still tells you that a 20-point lead in a playoff game.
Right.
I saw this stat. Is this accurate? Teams up
Is this the 20 with 7 minutes?
Yes.
The 0 and 600?
Yeah. Okay, so
Go
two things. One, I don't want to say Richard's overall point is wrong.
No, the 3-point shot is certainly
and when you hear people say they had a 0.01% chance, you do hear those things get thrown around a lot these days, and teams come back and win, right? It's analytics.
Yeah.
But this stat is real, apparently. Teams up 20-plus points in the final 7 minutes of the fourth quarter of a playoff game up until last night were 643-0. So it had never happened.
Right.
22 plus in 7 minutes in a playoff game.
It's not just the 20-point lead. It's how much time was left.
Correct. Right.
And that's what I wanted to tell Richard, because he was so fixated on this is now just becoming a thing because of the 3-point shot. While he's not technically wrong, the 3-point shot does allow you to make the faster comeback. This is still not a thing. It's the playoffs. When you're up 20, right. A lot of times you lock it down and you close the deal. And it has been something the Knicks have been able to find ways to fight back.
But to Richard's point, I could see fast forward 10 years from now, and we might see a lot more teams do that, because the 3-point play, the way it's been going, is like less than 10 years, where it's been such a part of the game.
Double the amount of attempts.
So most of those wins came when the 3-pointers was here, but not used to the analytical point that it's been used so far. ENN is next. Why? Because it's Mets at 6. Hahn Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
The Knicks.
Behind the back, right wing, off the dribble, 3. He got it! Jalen Brunson is not human right now!
The Cavaliers.
Steps back, finds Bridges, far corner, 3-pointer. Hits again! 2 clutch threes from Mikal Bridges.
The Eastern Conference Finals.
And they take a 1-0 lead in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Game 2 coverage gets underway tomorrow night at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
Hockey fans, are you ready for the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs? Get in on the action throughout hockey's most exciting time of the year with BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. From same-game parlays to live bets, you can call your shot during any play. Rooting for your favorite players? You'll find all sorts of markets for betting on any star's performance on any given night of the playoffs. You won't want to miss any of the action on the ice. Lock your picks in today for the NHL Stanley Cup with BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. Sign up today to get started. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York only. Subject to eligibility requirements.
You've been stuck inside all winter. Now it's time to get back out walking, working, and living. But if you have joint pain, sciatica, back pain, and still holding you back, you don't have to live like that. I'm Bart Scott, and Dr. J. Shaw at Soundwell Pain is the real deal. Ivy League trained, double board certified with non-surgical treatments that get real results. No cuts. No downtime, no pain medication, just a smart, targeted approach to get you moving again. Same day or next day appointments are available. Go to SoundwellPain.com. Don't let pain vent you this spring.
Evan Cohen here. In life, as in sports, the pros make it look easy. That's why pro golfers like Jason Day, Ben Griffin, and Patton Kazire trust the pros in lawn care. True Green. They have the experience and expertise to give you a lawn worthy of the PGA Tour. And since True Green does the work for you, you get more free time, or more tee times. So stop stressing over your lawn and start loving it. Sign up now at TrueGreen.com, because nobody makes it easier to get a golf course quality lawn than True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. The NFL schedule dropped, and it's time to settle up. There's road trips to plan, hotels to book, tickets to split, tailgates to cover, scores to settle, all the things for the season. But now, when you send $10 or more to a friend with PayPal by May 28th, you could win 2 tickets to every home game of your favorite team. Yep, the whole season. Visit paypal.com/P2P sweeps. No purchase necessary. See website for details, including how to enter by mail. Brought to you by PayPal, official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL.
A another dominating step towards a championship.
And for the second consecutive season, the Knicks are on their way to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Will this be the year the Knicks punch their ticket to the NBA Finals?
Inbound stolen by McBride, and then Brunson buries a far corner three. 5 points for Brunson in about 3 seconds.
Thanks to all our New York Knicks partners this season, including Wild Turkey Bourbon, Citywide Window Cleaning, DraftKings, and Total Orthopedics and Sports Medicine on ESPN New York. This is an ENN Special Report. Now reporting.
The very handsome Jewish man, Peter Rosenberg.
We should talk some sports. Do what you want. It's ENN.
You know, who knows? You know what? I don't know. Hi.
Hello.
How's everyone doing?
Good. Yourself?
I'm great, but I gotta pay my meter right now, Don.
Oh no.
I got 10 minutes left to pay on this meter because we got a big ENN like you dream about. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to ENN.
Ray-Ro.
You ever watch YouTube?
And you already know who it's brought to you by. Our friends at Fanatics Fest NYC. Oh, the greats and near greats of sports and entertainment will all be there, folks. It is going down in July at the Javits Center. An incredible lineup of athletes across all sports. Big-time New York athletes, big-time New York legends, greats, near greats of all kinds. Also fantastic WWE stars, including...
Go Knicks!
Don really thought his timing was perfect because he said yesterday he was done with Danhausen. He was played. And I said, he's not the only person saying that. Certainly there's been a lot of Danhausen, not just on WWE, but like he's on ESPN all the time.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of Danhausen. He's really funny, but it's been a lot of them.
And he was on the court before the game, holding a Knick jersey, posing.
Had the Knick jersey that said Danhausen.
And then they were down by 22.
And then they're down by 22.
And you're like, oh,
so
boy.
I immediately think of Don, and I go, oh, well, if this keeps up, now Don comes in tomorrow, and he just goes, well, that's it. That done deal. Remember, Danhausen cursed Cleveland yesterday.
Cursing Cleveland seems redundant.
It's a great line. It's such a great...
See, that's why...
He has a hat trick today, doesn't he?
Well, that's why you can't believe Don when he says he's the dumbest person on the show. Lines like that's pure brilliance. Me and Alan don't even have that in our DNA.
No, didn't even come to my mind.
That's bars that he just dropped in. What was it again? Cursing Cleveland seems redundant?
Yeah.
That'll be on his Hall of Fame plaque.
Oh, it's been hard for me the whole day. Every time I look up, are we like watching DC TV? It's been Commander stuff all day long on ESPN.
God.
Every time I look up, they're talking.
God help me.
You complaining?
I don't know what's going on. I see the great Louis Riddick. He's got his glasses on. He's ready to talk and break things down to a fine powder.
OTAs have started, of course.
Oh, we're talking.
Well, what's going on in sports, man?
But that, by the way, that stat really upset me last year. Terry McLaurin, 38 receptions, 582 yards. That's not a championship season for the Commanders.
No. Well, you lose your starting quarterback.
Well, and he was out half the year, too. Because, again, and that's one of those things I'll always point to. I'm sorry to bore you folks. I'm going to bring it up again this year when we start dealing with people's money situations, and this one's holding out and that one's holding out. They played games with Terry McLaurin all summer long, knowing perfectly well he'd end up coming back. In the end, they cave. He comes back, didn't practice all summer, immediately gets hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so if you're going to bring the person back, can't people just sit? Look at the Long Island Railroad. They figured it out. And I was looking for the drum.
You were going to play something?
You know what I was.
I didn't want to speak over it.
You knew what I was going to play. When I talk about the Long Island Railroad negotiations.
Oh.
You want to send a kid to get some Baja Fresh? Hey, Cone, you want some Baja Fresh?
You hungry, T? You want to send the kid for Baja Fresh?
And yet they figured it out.
Well, you weren't here because of the Baja Blast.
What about the Baja Blast?
Mountain Dew has a Baja Blast. So when you get to Baja Fresh, you need the Baja Blast.
The non-Taco Bell knowers, Peter, don't know that that's been a thing for forever.
No, they always got the Baja Blast.
Javi calls in. He's trying to join be part of the
trying to
joke.
compliment us. Anthony won't have it.
I'm not having it.
Captain Literal, man.
That's right.
Well, actually, we've had that flavor.
Yeah, I should have tested it.
I've never drank the Baja Blast, but I know it's there. I'm not an animal. When I go to Taco Bell, I'm getting my chalupa.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
I'm getting a gordita. I'm getting a taco supreme, hard taco supreme, and then I'm gonna get some fire sauce, obviously, because I'm not a loser, and then I'm gonna get a Diet Pepsi because I'm not an animal.
Right.
You know,
And then
that balances
goes
it
on a
all
little
out.
vacation.
And then
it's like,
see
you
you later.
settle in for the weekend. I'll be back when you're all done with that.
And then Anthony, I got a hunch. Anthony, he might be the kind of wild man who, when he goes to Taco Bell, he's getting the Baja Blast.
I have to stop myself from getting it every time I go.
Yeah,
and now that there's the promotion that MLB's doing, where if you get a home run of over 420 feet, at participating locations, you can get a free Baja Blast.
Wow.
That happens a lot in the Judge Rice era.
Is the Baja Blast just like a blue Mountain Dew? That's
Calling it soda is an insult to soda because I think it's just sugar that's blue, but it is delicious.
And chemicals. Lots and lots.
It does taste different than Mountain Dew, though.
If you
it pairs well though with the Gourd Eater.
If you took the Yuka app and you took a picture of the Baja Blast, the phone would explode. The app would go, you know what, I'm all good.
I think these sinkholes are people just throwing the drink out the window and it just explodes on the highway.
The app
apparently
is,
one of the,
you clearly don't need me.
Apparently one of the pilots took a sip like this isn't any good. At LaGuardia, like threw it out the window. Sinkhole.
So the Yuka app is the thing me and Alan love to scan and find out how healthy an item is.
Yeah.
And I just love the idea that you try to scan something from Taco Bell and an image of someone comes up and goes, you know what, just eat it. we don't care. What do you bother?
What do you bother? Yeah, why you bother?
You're at Taco Bell. Just do whatever they have.
You already know. Why would you need to ask me?
I'd like to start off ENN by saying good evening to Don and Alan Goldhammer.
Goldhammer is,
that's like a Bond villain.
Yeah, it's or a porn star.
Good evening to Don.
What number, kid? What number we're going to give you, kid?
And to Don.
Try 8 for size. Let's see how you look on that one there. Look at you ready for the game today.
Old-timey.
I love old-timey Don. Good evening, Don.
Goldfinger.
Yeah. They cut off my... That was me doing the...
And the female star, the Bond girl in Octopussy, was Pussy Galore.
Oh,
why not?
By the way, you realize that? Hold on.
I didn't know if we could say that one.
Wait,
no. What do you mean?
It's a character in a film.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
In a fine film.
He's fine. No, I'm telling you,
I think he probably dumped.
No, he's fine. That's the name of the character. It was literally the most famous. The movie's on television. It's nothing.
Were you able to say that in The Sopranos, right?
Listen, you can always say everything once.
Well, wait a minute. I want to know. Like, you remember the character in The Sopranos?
Yes, I do.
We were able to say that, right? We always did. No?
I haven't said it.
Oh,
yes, you have.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to say it at this moment because it feels weird. But yeah, but back to that real quick. Which movie in Octopussy?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So it's so funny because my buddy Francis O'Shea, the guy who I met playing golf several years ago, was a fan of the show and became a friend, a text friend during the program. He wrote, a bunch of non-Bond experts talking Bond, very frustrated right now. And just to that point, I would imagine if you're a Bond person,
right?
The sentence, Octopussy, the big woman in that, Pussy Galore. It's literally the equivalent, I would imagine, of someone being like, Mickey Mantle was a Yankee.
Well, I get it.
No. I'm not blaming you. We're all in the same boat. But I imagine if you're a fan of it, it's the most obvious thing.
Why not be proud of the fact that people that admitted not knowing Bond films? I think we handled ourselves well.
We support ourselves well.
You're listening to another sports show, Talking Hockey.
Oh, yeah, here you go.
And you're going to sit there going, hey, at least they're talking hockey.
Yeah,
or are you just cringing at the obviousness of the conversation?
Good? The Lemieux on the Penguins, he was good.
I think it's Lemieux.
Lemieux, he was good.
Yeah, hockey and a sports talk show, but just a rogue Bond conversation. If this was talking movies with Don Hahn and Rosenberg.
Hold on, this is a record.
You know what? That would be wrong.
Hold on, this is a record. We've never not even gotten through the intros on
ENN.
Done?
No, good evening to Peter.
No.
Why would you land in the hole? Good evening to Aaron Goldhammer.
Some of you I know, and some of you I don't, and some of you I like, and some of you I don't.
You think you just said that?
And good evening to myself. Oh, no, you're doing it again. What? That'll do it for ENN, apparently. Brought to you by Fanatics Fest.
We didn't have
Go get your tickets
actual news.
At fanaticsfest.com.
Just say something newsworthy.
It's like just
the Knicks won last night,
there
folks.
You go.
Yeah.
Rogers is retiring.
Oh,
See
Rogers
boys.
retiring. That's right.
Some stages celebrate. This one tests everything. Every drive, every approach, every putt. Pressure builds, resilience matters, and history waits for the bold. In June, the 2026 U.S. Open